At Darlington, we're proud to wear purple and white.
Because Tigers strive for greatness.
In the classroom and on the field.
We know that we can do anything, be anything,
achieve anything.
We're part of a program that is 100% dedicated to nourishing our minds and our bodies.
As teammates, we push each other further than we ever thought we could go.
Because every single one of us has something to contribute.
We practice hard so that when we compete, we can leave it all out on the field.
With each win, we build confidence.
With each loss is a lesson.
Our coaches teach us more than technique.
They prepare us to be good teammates,
friends, and people.
We face adversity together
and push through to reach our goals.
We may struggle,
but we will never give up.
Because today,
tomorrow, forever.
We're Darlington Tigers.
My name is Ryan Somerville. I am the sales manager for Business Water Solutions. We do water purification coolers as well as ice machines for any size business. We're on campus right now at Darlington School. Super happy to be here. They're one of our biggest customers. I myself played sports here. Our two founders played sports here. It was absolutely our pleasure to be a sponsor for Darlington Athletics. I think one thing that really sets us apart is our water purification. There's 13 stages. The reverse osmosis part of it has been a huge part of our success, along with our 24-hour guarantee for service calls. So when a customer does call us, we're then guaranteed within 24 hours. We were able to provide a touchless water system to make it more COVID-friendly in terms of germs and touching the water system. One thing I always say is we're not selling a product, we're selling our service. That's what we really push for every single day, is to have a customer service experience like they've never had before.
At Darlington, we find our confidence in discovering who we are.
In the classroom and on stage.
The opportunities are endless.
Our creativity knows no bounds as we take risks,
explore opportunities,
and stretch our minds.
Together with our teachers,
we use what we've learned to create beauty,
to tell stories,
to inspire. We discover new passions
while allowing existing ones to flourish.
We know that we can do anything,
be anything,
achieve anything.
We give our time to something greater than ourselves. Whether we're sketching,
singing,
writing,
or acting, we find new ways to express ourselves
and share our talents with the world. We know that our ideas and contributions matter.
And we take great pride in that.
Because today,
Because today,
Because today,
Because today,
Because today, tomorrow, forever.
we're Darlington Tigers.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet Buick GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside Buick GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
They are super knowledgeable about the market in Rome, whether it's home buying, rental homes. They have their finger on the pulse of what's going on.
We both sold a house and bought a house, and the transition from both went really smoothly for us.
I feel like they've become almost a part of our family, so we're just really appreciative of Hardy and what they've done for us.
All their team put together, from maintenance to management to sales. I can't really say enough about them. I'd highly recommend them to anybody coming to town or living in Rome looking for investment properties or homes to buy.
I'd like to wish the Darlington football team a great season. Go Tigers!
Go Tigers!
Davison in Griffin to bring you Darlington Tigers football right here on WLAQ AM 1410, 96.9 FM. Also on the live stream from Darlington School on YouTube that you can find and also get at the Darlington School website. But however you're with us tonight, we're just glad to have you with us. And Ian, it's hard to believe it. We're already there. It is time for region play to begin. The rubber meets the road today.
That's right. Every game going forward will have implications on the postseason, and both these teams are certainly in contention for one of the 4 spots in the region to move on to the playoffs. Dade County making their first playoff run in a long time. Last year, they want to get back there. You know, they're hungry. Everybody is wanting to give Darlington their best shot as well, because their last run with these teams was a dominant one. So the Tigers can expect every team's best shot, and we all know this is a tough place to come get a W.
There's no doubt. Tonight we're at Magic Morgan Stadium, and we'll talk about the origins of that name coming up at halftime. A really, really touching and great story involving sports and people, and we're looking forward to sharing that with you coming up in just a little bit. But again, the number 9 in the state, Darlington Tigers, out of Class A, out of 7A Division I, here playing their first region game of the year at 4-0 in that non-region schedule against a very good Dade County Wolverines team sitting at 3-1. Both of these teams played tough schedules in their non-region opponents. We're going to talk about that more in detail as we go along. But you mentioned the series. Right now, Darlington dominant in the series, 15-1. The last meeting was back in 2015. You just referenced it was back when Darlington was in Region 7 AA. They would be there 2 years, played 2 games. Darlington won both of those games. As a matter of fact, Darlington did not lose a region game in those 2 seasons. So this is the first matchup featuring Coach Poston as head coach at Dade County, locking horns with Coach Atha, which obviously everybody knows has been with Darlington for 21 seasons. And we talk about it all the time, never a losing season, been to the playoffs every year except for 2, and it's just been an unbelievable career for Darlington. And I tell you what, with the enthusiasm that he brings to the table as coach, in a lot of ways, even though it's been 21 seasons, it feels like he's just getting going. He still has the exact same enthusiasm.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can see that in the performance that he gets out of his players on the field. They're out there giving their all, executing the fundamentals, and a 4-0 start for the Tigers. It's been a good start to the season in non-region play as they get ready to play the games that count towards the postseason.
No doubt about it. Let's talk about each team's last game. We're going to start with Dade County Wolverines, again coming into this matchup 3-1. They picked up a shutout victory up at Swain County in North Carolina. That's in Bryson City. If you're familiar with the Nantahala, it's up in that area. They won that game 14-0 in their second long road trip in as many weeks. The week before that, they were at Marion County, and that's a team that's been a state championship caliber team. As a matter of fact, at one point, winning a state championship was Joey Mathis, who's now the head football coach over at Coosa. And then the only loss of the year so far for Dade County, they lost to Athens Academy. That was a 41-28 game, competitive game. And if anybody knows anything about Class A football in the state of Georgia, Athens Academy has been a power in Class A for a number of years. So when you look at that record and look at the games and the opponents that Dade County's played, this is obviously a very good football team and a tough opponent to start region play.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They've got the size and athleticism. You can see that just from what we've seen in warm-ups. But it's a senior-laden team, man. There's 16 seniors on this roster, so they've got the upperclassmen leadership that can make for a special season, and nothing would be a feather in their cap more so than knocking off the Darlington Tigers here on their home field tonight. So you know they're hungry to spring the upset.
Well, we're at the home of the Dade County High School Wolverines. We're at Magic Morgan Stadium. We're glad you're with us tonight because we're bringing you Darlington football via radio and also the live video stream. And what we're going to do now, folks, is we're going to take a break. We're going to step out for 3.5 minutes. Had an opportunity yesterday afternoon to go by the lakeside and catch up with Coach Tommy Atha, get some information about how he felt like preparations went in those first 4 games of the season in non-region play. We talk a bit about the coaching staff for this year. Been a change or two, not a whole lot there. A lot of continuity, as you'll hear, in the coaching staff. Wanted to kind of review that a little bit with him. And then we talk about the matchup and then just the region in general. So I think you'll enjoy that conversation, and we're going to hear it when we come back right here on WLAQ and the video stream in 3.5 minutes. We'll be back. Welcome back into the pregame, everybody. Excited to have an opportunity to catch up with Coach Tommy Atha, head coach of the Darlington Tigers. And Coach, of course, last week it was a great night to be a Darlington Tiger here at home. And 27-7 at halftime, you guys were up over Northwest Whitfield late in the fourth. You got a block extra point from Slade Clevenger. He also is able to intercept a pass at the end of the game to seal it, so you had to have some guys step up and make some plays late and kind of grind out another one. But, boy, those were two really, really good football teams locking horns. What a great night for football.
Yeah, we knew going in, Northwest Whitfield, number one, they're a big 4A program, and they're a very good 4A program. And, Coach Robinson does such a great job up there. We got the opportunity to throw against them in the summertime, so we knew we were going to have our hands full. For us to be able to come out of a game with a win against a team like that was very rewarding.
One of the things that's been a theme of what you've talked about in our interviews this year is the ability on offense, defense as well, for different guys to step up each week and make big plays and make things happen, and how confident you are in how many different guys that you can go to. And, of course, this past weekend, Northwest Whitfield's defense, I think, did a pretty good job of slowing down Demarion Floyd. We've talked about him a lot this year. But then Bowden Owens comes in, gets 163 yards. He had 3 touchdowns in the game. And I think he really epitomized what you've been talking about these last few weeks.
It's always a blessing when you can see, just different guys step up and make plays on the field. Demarion was a little banged up going into the game, so he gave us about all he had. And then just credit to Bowden and to know that we have that depth and another guy can step in and be very explosive as well. I think that's going to help us down the stretch.
Coach, back to Slade Clevenger, we mentioned the blocked extra point and also the game-sealing interception. It was great to call his name in that game, and he's contributed a lot throughout his career, but that was just a breakout game for him.
No, it was. He's having such a great senior year on both sides of the ball. I mean, he's a really physical kid on defense, and he is so much faster than people realize. And I don't know if you could tell or not, but he was very close. Unfortunately, we were having to try to block too many PATs, but he was close and finally got to that last one, which, boy, it couldn't have come at a better time.
Well, Coach, one of the things I wanted to do this week, because we really haven't had an opportunity to do that this season, is break down your coaching staff, because I know that's one of the things here at Darlington that you've always put a lot of stock in, take a lot of pride in, as the guys that you have helping out are just tremendous, high-character guys, but also great football coaches as well. Let's spend the next little bit of our interview talking about those guys a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So Kevin Hunt is my assistant head coach and defensive coordinator, and, I think Kevin's in year 16, if I'm not mistaken, and he and I have been such close friends ever since he came over here. And again, you're talking about a guy that's a fine Christian man. He's a great husband, great father. Kevin's that guy. Every staff's got to have that guy that sort of, I don't want to say disciplinarian, but that guy that they know is going to get them when they have to. And I'm blessed that I don't have to take on that role very often. And those guys know how much Kevin loves them and cares about them, so he can push them as hard as they need to be pushed. Coach Brent Bell's been such a great addition to our football staff since he came. I think he's going in year 6, which is kind of crazy. But I was offensive coordinator before I was the head coach, and then when I took over as a head coach, I stayed the offensive coordinator. And Brent's the only guy that I would have ever considered handing it over to, and he has stepped in. And we have a lot different look now than we did 6 or 7 years ago, and I think we're averaging over 35 points a game right now, and we have been able to score points for the past several years. And he's a technician. He hones in on the kids' skills, and I think he's an outstanding play caller on Friday nights. And again, another guy who's a great husband and a great father. Coach Dean Ratledge, I mean, you talking about, I can't even tell you how many years of experience Dean Ratledge has, but I knew what a great football coach he was before he ever came over and joined us. In such a blessed addition, just from a experience standpoint. Dean's such a family man, and he's got some of the greatest expressions. We call them Deanisms, because some of the things he has that ability to say some things that the kids just it motivates them and keeps the atmosphere light out there at the same time, but he gets his point across. And
Coach, I got to have some examples here.
Yeah, we're going to hang on to those right here. I can't think of any right off the top of my head, but there's some funny ones. Coach Patrick Collier, who I was blessed to have play for me, and great football player, tough football player, carries over. I've been so proud of him. He's a new father and a great husband and a great teacher. And, he's a blessing to have out there with us all the time. I've got Gavin Lawrence, another young man that played for me, who was a great defensive lineman for us, brings that grind and that grit with him. I mean, he's just got better as the years have gone on. I think this is year 6 or 7 that Gavin's been with the program. And, I mean, he just comes and community coach-wise and works all day and then comes over here and gives the kids such a great amount of time. We've got Coach Alex Abels. Alex was a smaller kid that played in a big program over at Rome and went on the field, and from everything I've always been told, just a very physical blocker and a good player over there for Rome when they were, if I'm not mistaken, in at least 1 or 2 of those years when they won the state championship. And he's brought that over here with him. We're much better blocking in space than we have been in a long time, and I attribute that a lot to what he has taught them based on what he did as a player. And just a fine young man. We're blessed to have him. And then Garvin Edwards, another guy with tons of experience, great husband, family man, and he's coming over basically, heading up the JV, but he's also helping with the linebackers and running backs, and he's been a great addition. Garvin is new, but, I think one of the things looking back through the years that has helped us just immensely has just been the continuity. And guys come over here. They come over here for the right reasons. They coach the right way, and because of that, we're able to carry on some consistency year in, year out.
And Coach, looking back now as the non-region schedule is behind you, getting ready for region play this week. You guys went 4-0, played some really, really good teams and had some different types of wins and that sort of thing. And so how do you feel getting ready to open up region play today in terms of the preparation through the last 4 games?
We certainly feel like we've made strides, and we have. One of the things I'm always and you've heard me say it, we want to be a much different team in November than we are in September, and we're still got a long way to go to get to that point. But I do feel like we have improved each week in a lot of areas. Starting tonight, you're everybody's 0-0, and we've got a huge challenge ahead of us tonight.
Well, the longest road trip of the season obviously was down to Orlando. Pretty hard to beat that. But in terms of your region schedule, this is the longest trip. You go over the mountain. It doesn't seem like there's a real easy way to get over to Dade County. But they are 3-1 over there in Trenton, Georgia. Last season they were 7-4 after the prior year. They went in 2 games. So Coach Poston has done a good job getting this program headed in the right direction. And so they're well coached, and they'll certainly be excited about having a matchup like this at home as well. So what do you expect from Dade County in this game?
Well, number one, very impressed with what Coach Poston has done up there. Those kids are coached up. They got a great scheme on both sides of the ball. You can tell they've been in the weight room. I mean, they're big physical kids. They've got some speed on the back end in the secondary and in their skill players. So this is going to be a tremendous challenge because their only loss is to Athens Academy. And if you know anything about private school football in Georgia, that you know what type of program they have. And they've got big wins over Swain County, which is a perennial North Carolina playoff team that competes up there with Murphy, who we've seen a number of times. Marion County, Tennessee, they've got multiple state championships over there in that area. So this is a really, really good football team. They're well coached, and so, big challenge tonight.
And obviously the focus this week is Dade County, but this is another region this year, 7A Division I. There are going to be some rivalries renewed and things of that nature as we go throughout the season. So this is sort of something special. It's going to be a fun year, Coach, in terms of region play.
Well, we certainly hope so. We hope we get off to a great start tonight. You always want to be 1-0 in the region. So hopefully we can step on the field and play well enough to do that tonight and get ready to advance as we go.
Well, Coach, it's always a pleasure to get the opportunity to talk to you ahead of the games and get your insight into the matchups. And with that said, we want to wish the Tigers the best of luck. We're looking forward to the game tonight. It's going to be fun.
Outstanding. Thank you, Matt. always a pleasure.
All right, folks, that puts a wrap on our conversation with Coach Atha. We're going to send it back to the studio for a break, and when we come back, we're getting ever so close to time for Toe to Meet Leather. Darlington Tigers, Dade County Wolverines coming up in just a little bit. You'll want to stick around to WLAQ. We'll be back for more pregame after these messages. Magic Morgan Stadium here, and very excited to be here. If you've never been to Trenton, Georgia, which is where we are today, it's a beautiful drive up 27. Then you go over the mountain once you get to Lafayette. There's about 3 or 4 different ways that you can get over here, but we came down the way. And what's that highway that you turn on once you get to Lafayette? Do you remember?
I do not. I know 157 cuts right across the brow if you go through Mentone, but I got lost. We were having great conversation on the way here, so I'm not sure which highway we turned left on.
Well, it's the one where basically you pass Cloudland Canyon and then come down the mountain and down into the valley and everything. But it was a beautiful ride here. We got a beautiful night for football, and we're excited to bring you the game. Do want to give you a few reminders about things that we have coming up. Of course, later on tonight, I guess we'll kind of go in reverse, but we're going to have the Rome Orthopedic Center High School football scoreboard show with Lynn Butler and Austin Butler, father-son team there. They'll have a lot of calls. I know Jeff Gable will call in about the model game, and we'll hear from Clay from Pepperell, and a bunch of different guys will call in and give updates from games. And, of course, they'll give you scores throughout the night. That is always brought to you by Rome Orthopedic Center. We certainly appreciate them being a longtime sponsor of that program. We'll have the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game. Last week it was Bowden Owens with 163 yards and 3 touchdowns. Had a fantastic game. Great team effort, but we always like to give that award every week for the guy that kind of put the icing on the cake, so to speak.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And what a game for Bowden Owens. When his team needed him to step up, he certainly did it, and he got some cupcakes as a reward.
Indeed, he did. And also want to mention to you that coming up tomorrow, we will not have Georgia Tech football for you on WLAQ. I think I just heard a sigh of relief from the Georgia Tech fans out there because they're going down to UCF. I'm not sure how that's going to go. I don't have a great feel about it, but the Braves are playing at the same time. They're going to be playing the Phillies pregame at 2:50 on WLAQ with first pitch slated for 4:05 p.m. and hopefully coming out with a win as they make their push here at the end of the year. We know the Braves will be in the playoffs, but you'd much rather be in a situation where they are the division winners going in.
And right now it seems like if they win, the Mets win, and if they lose, the Mets lose. So that 3-game series they have with the Mets is looming large.
Let's talk some keys to the game there, Ian, and we're going to start with one that I think is really big, and you can't overemphasize how much football games can be won and lost in the trenches. And one of the things that we've seen with Darlington in the trenches and the rest of the football team this year is how well conditioned they are. Coach Eighth has mentioned that to me several times throughout the year. That's one of the things they're excited about and put a lot of emphasis on. So I think that one of the things you could see with the big guys up front here from Darlington, how much as the game goes on will they be able to wear their opponents down? That's always something to watch.
Well, we've kept a close eye on Gatlin Hancock and Gus Gamage all season, but there were 2 very special additions that for the first time all season last week. This line was at full strength.
Yeah, you had Truett Hayworth back in the lineup and also Bryant Powell, 2 very, very key players for this team. You've had some guys have to step up in some roles and do a good job. They got experience, and so that brings up another point about this Darlington team. They have a good level of depth and guys that they can rely on and great leadership, which is always, a huge blessing for a football team to have.
Well, getting those 2 guys back who are experienced leaders up front along with Gus and Gatlin, and then the depth that they've built with the guys who have filled in their absence, it's only going to get nastier up front for the Darlington Tigers. So that key battle has been a check mark as far as an edge for Darlington all season. I expect that to continue tonight.
I 100% agree with that statement. And we'll go ahead and give you the captains for both teams tonight. We'll start with Dade County playing at home. We're going to have number 4, Caleb Massey, number 20, you'll have Landon Williams, number 73, Andrew Buffington, and number 10, Brody Cooper, their starting quarterback. For the Darlington Tigers tonight, captains lining up, Gray Fricks, number 9, number 66, the Gus Bus, Gus Gamage, a senior this year, number 72, Stephen Moore, and then also you're going to have number 51, we just talked about him a little bit ago, Gatlin Hancock is one of the captains here for the Darlington Tigers. So, Ian, it looks like we're about to have the toss, and we're going to have game time coming up here in just a couple of minutes. So we're going to keep it right here so don't miss any of the excitement here. But to continue our conversation about the game, ball security, creating opportunities by forcing turnovers, the turnover battle is always a huge deal.
Yeah, and uncharacteristically, Darlington had some turnovers last week, and that game jumped out to a big lead, but had an interception and a fumble, I believe, which Darlington has been just so great at winning the turnover turnover battle, and that yields victories. There's no doubt about it. So they'll look to get back on track tonight against the Wolverines in that category.
And Ian, it looks like the Darlington Tigers won the toss just before we start the game, and they will defer, as you might suspect, to the second half. And so we're going to get a look at the Darlington Tigers defense. And talking about these two teams a little bit, Ian, the Darlington Tigers, we mentioned 4-0, averaging 37.5 points a game while giving up about 21. Their average margin of victory, 16.25 for Dade County, averaging very close to 30 points a game. They've been giving up less than 2 touchdowns, 13.5 points a game. Their average margin is also 16.25. So we've got two very good football teams opening up region play tonight here at Dade County.
Both battle-tested already. They've both played tough schedules. Dade County's one loss coming to a great team, so the Wolverines are going to be fired up, and this is a huge game. Victory to start region play is just the way you want to start, so I think we're going to see a real slobber knocker tonight, man.
I agree, and that's another thing we've got coming up at halftime, something we launched a couple of weeks ago is our football term of the night at halftime, and tonight it is slobber knocker. So we'll give you more details about the origins of that, what it means, and all that kind of good stuff, because you've heard it throughout your football fandom, but have you ever really taken the time to look under the hood and know where that term came from and what exactly it means?
That's right. We're going to reveal that at halftime, so look forward to that.
Well, both teams have made their grand entrance onto the football field. You've got some fireworks going off here at Dade County, and let me tell you, I think there's going to be some fireworks on the field here tonight. This is going to be a fun football game, no doubt about it.
Yeah, good crowd here. What a backdrop we have up here in Trenton, Georgia. The stadium just sits down in the bowl with mountains surrounding it. It is a scenic view from here in the press box.
Well, I want to take this opportunity to thank our radio sponsors for making it possible for us to provide audio on the radio and also the video stream. Atrium Health Floyd, Honeymoon Bakery. They've been presenting the icing on the cake player of the game for over a decade. You've got Riverside Auto Group, also Avery Drugs, Georgia Northwestern Technical College, Harbin Clinic, Rome Orthopedic Center, the sponsor of our scoreboard show after tonight's action, and Ware Mechanical. And with that said, folks, it is almost time. You've got the Dade County Wolverines lined up. The Darlington Tigers are going to run out on the field, and they are going to be kicking from left to right. Darlington is wearing their white uniforms with purple letters and numbers, and, of course, that beautiful purple tiger paw on the side of the helmet. And we are ready for some football. Are you ready, Tiger fans? That's the question, and I know the answer, Ian. Tiger fans are always ready because there ain't nothing like a Tiger on a Friday night.
And they're wearing all white tonight. They're looking crisp out there. Let's go dirty those uniforms and get a W.
Looks like Tommy Bethel Ian is going to handle the kickoff, the opening kickoff of this football game. And typically when we see him, that's when you more than likely are going to see the Tigers kick it deep. But we'll see what they do here as we get ready to start this game. You're going to see the Dade County Wolverines in their maroon uniforms. And with that, here is toe meeting leather. We're underway, Tiger fans. It's going to be fielded at around the goal line. A little bit of an adventure picking the ball up, but he stays up, cuts up the middle of the field, and what looked like it was going to be a disaster, Ian, turned into a pretty decent return.
Yeah, sometimes those things can go awry, and but many times when you see a return man bobble the ball, it kind of gets the special teams out of their lanes, throws them off a little bit. He did a good job getting upfield and advancing that ball to the 20 when it looked like they might get pinned back inside the 10. But Darlington has been so solid on kick coverage all season long. That's something they take very seriously.
Well, the Wolverines are going to start off working right to left from their own 10. By the way, the return man on that play was Demetrius Walker. Flashed his fast wheels. You do have some speed on this team. Trips to the far side, one receiver to the near side. Cooper takes the handoff, hands it off. They're going to run it to the right side, find a big seam, and he's going to be brought down at the 40. And that was Evan Koger, who we were told, Ian, before the game, he was out the first couple of games. But
yeah,
big run.
He's back now, and we were talking to the fine folks here at Dade County, and they said he is a player to watch. Glad to have him back, and a great first run for him.
Absolutely. First down on the first play. They bring it out to the 39-yard line, working right to left. Brody Cooper, the quarterback, set to take the snap. He's got it in his hands. He's going to pull it down, hand it off, being chased in the backfield. I know Gatlin Hancock, I believe, was there. I also saw Bryant Powell. And who else was in there, Ian? I believe it's McKay Rush.
Yeah, it was McKay Rush. Got in on that tackle, and he fell forward and almost got it back to the line of scrimmage. May have lost an inch or two. So much better pursuit that time around from the Darlington defense.
No doubt about it. So that brings up second down and a long 10. Brody Cooper set to take the snap. He sends three wide receivers to the near side. He's favoring that direction. Got company in the backfield. Throws it up the middle of the field. Connects with the receiver. He is streaking down the field off to the right. Gets bit by the turf monster and goes down at about the 36-yard line.
I tell you what, man, that was an excellent throw back across his body by Brody Cooper. He rolled out to his left, was able to find his receiver.
Levi Moreland.
Levi Moreland.
Yep, number 14, I believe, is the number I picked up there, Ian.
I thought it was 19, but maybe not. I don't know. It's
14. Well, it could have been, but for some reason I thought it was 14, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. 10:44 left to go in the game. Dade County on the move. They've got the ball on the 38-yard line. There's the snap. Cooper drops back, fakes, puts it in the air, connects with his wide receiver. It's another good pass to Braylon Sullivan, one of his favorite targets. It's actually Demetrius Walker, correction there on the play. Thanks for the PA there.
So far, Brody Cooper is 2 for 2, and this Dade County offense is getting the ball out quick. They understand the pressure that this Darlington defense can bring, and they are attacking that.
Now the ball's on the 28-yard line inside Darlington territory. Dade County with the football. 10 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Cooper getting ready to take the snap. A couple of men go in motion off to the right side of the formation. He'll take the snap, rolls out to his right. He's got two Tigers on him, and they're able to wrap up and bring him down. He might have picked up a yard there, Ian.
Maybe. It was a design quarterback run, just a little sweep play, and it went nowhere. So Darlington's got him behind the chains here at this point, but Dade County's come out firing on all cylinders.
They really have, in the passing game in particular. Second down and 11 here for the Wolverines playing at home. We are scoreless, just underway in this football game. Cooper getting ready to take the snap. He's got Evan Koger, who's in the backfield with him, flanked to his left. He goes out in motion to the left. There's the snap, a little pass up the middle, and that's incomplete, and the defense was all over him right away.
Yeah, it was Zeke Wheeler again, the target. That time he couldn't reel it in, just a quick slant, and Cooper tried to stick it in there, but well defended by Darlington. It brings up the first third down attempt for the Wolverines so far.
Thank you. All right, we were just told that Braylon Sullivan is not playing, so there's no number 9 out there. I believe he's got an injury. We appreciate that help. Shotgun formation, 3 wide set, 1 line up in the slot here on the near side as Brody Cooper gets ready to take the snap. 9:27 left to go in the first quarter. It's third and 11, I should say, here for Dade County. There's the snap to Cooper. He's going to hand it off. They go to the left side, and the Tigers are in hot pursuit. Ball came out. Coming out with it for the Darlington Tigers was Joel Owenberg.
That's a fumble, man. That's a fumble. There's no doubt about it. He wasn't down. Yeah, Joel Owenberg just went in there and stripped the ball. The knee was not down.
Wow, so the Darlington Tigers are able to pick up the fumble recovery there from Joel Owenberg, and we talked in our pregame about the turnover battle, how important that is. And when you look at Dade County, they were moving the ball, got it down the field, and was putting together a good drive, and then they had a drive-killing fumble. So the Darlington Tigers will try to take advantage of it.
Yeah, what a heads-up play there by Joel Owenberg. The sophomore gets in there and makes a heck of a play, just snatch the ball, just robbery.
So Darlington will start on their own 30. A flag comes in just as the play was getting started. They go off to the left side and run the football going out of bounds, but we got to check this flag. That was Talon Shirey with the carry.
We're going to have an illegal shift on Darlington. That'll bring that one back. So that's a penalty there.
So first down and 15 here for the Darlington Tigers coming up now with the ball being lined up at the 25-yard line after they march off the penalty yards.
We saw Darlington a few weeks back against Christian Heritage struggle with penalties in the first half. That's something they'll try to clean up.
So the Tigers will come back to the line of scrimmage, and they will get ready for first and 15, again from the 25-yard line. They'll line up in a shotgun, trips to the far side, one receiver to the near side. Going to hand it off, going to Bowden Owens, trying to get some space on the edge, finds a seam, cuts back inside, and he picked up about 9 yards, close to the first down. They may move the chains.
Man, that's a 16-yard run for a first down on his first carry. They were back behind the chains there, so Bowden Owens picking up where he left off last week. He was going to be short of the first down, but when he was brought down, he was on top of the defender and rolled forward. So a first down, a Parker and Lundy first down.
41-yard lines where they line up. Shotgun formation, going to send 2 wide to the near side, 1 on the far side. Again, Darlington is working from left to right. We've got 8:34 left to go here in the first quarter. We're scoreless. This is Darlington's first drive of the football game. Here's the snap to Good. He is going to pass the ball at the middle of the field to a wide-open Talon Shirey. He streaks across the 40, down to the 20, one man to beat, and he beat him. Touchdown, Darlington Tigers. Another big play, and that was a 59-yard play. No flag on the field.
And that Darlington Tigers scoring celebration is brought to you by La Scala Mediterranean Bistro. For all your celebrations and your holiday parties, call La Scala and go celebrate with them. What a start to the ball game, Matt.
The fumble from Dade County on their first drive of the game. Darlington comes up with a big play on a 59-yard pass play to Talon Shirey, and they're able to strike first to go up 6-0. We'll get ready for Ryland Scott to try to tack on the extra point and make this a 7-0 football game on a beautiful night for football. Sammy Konchesky will handle the hold here for the Darlington Tigers. We get ready for the snap. Snap on the way, hold looks good, kick on the way, and that is right through the uprights at 7-0.
And that was a 2-play, 75-yard drive for the Darlington Tigers. You had a 16-yard run by Bowden Owens and a 59-yard touchdown reception by Talon Shirey. And if there's one thing the Tigers have done consistently all season, they start fast. It looked like Dade County was going to go right down the field. Big-time turnover forced by the sophomore. Joel Lowenberg comes in and strips the ball, and the Tigers waste no time getting down the field and taking the early lead.
No doubt about it. So we're glad you're with us tonight. 8:21 left to go in the first quarter. As Ian just pointed out, Darlington strikes first. It is 7-0, and this is the first region contest of the year for both of these teams. And I do want to mention to you throughout the night, we'll be keeping an eye on other games going on around the area, because we mentioned to you earlier, it's so exciting once you get into region play, because now playoff implications are a part of every single night for the rest of the season.
And, man, both these teams want to win this first region game, Matt, and get off on the right foot.
Tommy Bethel about to kick it off here to Dade County. Back deep to try to return it is going to be Evan Koger. Ball is teed up at the 40-yard line with Darlington leading at 7-0 here on the road. This is the longest region road trip of the season. Obviously, Darlington went to Orlando to play their first game. That's end over end. Sails into the end zone, and anytime you got a kicker that can boot it in the end zone and make them go 80 yards, that's a huge weapon on your football team.
Absolutely. And, it's fun to see how Darlington mixes it up. Sometimes Ryland Scott comes in and they try the pooch kick to position the ball right around the 25 if you've got a dangerous return man, but Tommy Bethel has just been rocketing that ball out of the end zone more often than not these past few weeks, and no return means no chance for a touchdown. So
exactly.
Don't blame him for going with that strategy.
And as we mentioned to you, Dade County does feature a pretty good bit of speed on this football team. They're going to line up in a shotgun formation. Again, Brody Cooper, the quarterback for this football team, he gets ready to take the snap. He's going to pull it down, hand it off. They'll try to run around the line of scrimmage with Evan Koger, and not a lot of room for him to run there.
Not at all. He was gang tackle. Once again, Joel Lowenberg in on the stop, joined by Gatlin Hancock and number 42, Logan Floyd, who has been in a lot of plays this season as well.
So they got about a yard on that play, setting up a 2nd down and 9 here for the Wolverines. They're working out of their own territory at the 21-yard line now after that 1-yard pickup on first down. So 2nd and 9 from the shotgun. 2 wide to the near side. A couple of guys on the defense jumped there. I think we're going to see an encroachment call.
Yeah, we saw a hard count there, and that's going to pull them off. Second penalty for Darlington.
So that's going to set up a 2nd down and 4 after a pickup of 1 yard on that first play, and then the penalty. So 2nd and 4, ball is on the 26-yard line. Wolverines working from right to left out of their own territory. There's the snap. Going to hand it off again. Koger's brought down immediately by a host of Tigers, Ian.
Yeah, I tell you what, Koger busted that first carry he got for a nice game, but the Tigers have been crashing down on that read option ever since. And this sets up a passing situation here for the Wolverines at third down and right around 4 yards.
Saw Gus Gamage in on that tackle as well as Bryant Powell. Shotgun formation coming up here for third down and 4 here for the Dade County Wolverines. Going to send 2 wide to the near side, the short side of the field, working right to left. There's a snap. Dropping back is Cooper's got company. Ball's in the air. He's wide open, and he's got a lot of green grass in front of him. Streaking down the field is going to be Zeke Wheeler, and he is going to trot right into the end zone untouched. Another big play, but this time for the Wolverines, and they strike pending PAT. We could have a tie ball game.
That was a 74-yard touchdown, Matt. And Wheeler has definitely proved to be Brody Cooper's favorite target thus far. As he got behind the defense and he made Jack Good miss, and there was no doubt about it. That was going to be a touchdown. He was a good 10 yards behind the defense when he released the ball and was able to stroll into the end zone. So Dade County answers back with a big play to even this thing up, pending the PIT.
Abigail Tremere with the point after attempt, and it is good. And here's an interesting fact, Ian, about this Dade County team. They've got 2 kickers, sisters, Caroline and Abigail Tremere, and they are just absolutely nearly automatic on those extra points.
Yeah, that's what we have been told, and they just proved it by popping that one through the uprights. So that'll be a story to watch as well. And what fireworks to start the game here. Dade County looked red hot going down the field on their first drive. Darlington forces the turnover, and in 3 plays they're in the end zone, or 2 plays they're in the end zone, and Dade County comes back. Looks like Darlington's defense is kind of figuring them out, but they give up the big play, and we're all even at 7 with 40 in the first quarter.
Unbelievable. And I tell you what, we don't normally give nicknames to the opposing team's players, but if I were coming up with one for Zeke, I'd probably call him Zeke the Streak.
I know. He looks good. Big-bodied guy. He's got sure hands, and he absolutely torched the defense there.
Here comes the kickoff here from Dade County. That's going to be from Leonard Ribby, and the ball is going to be brought out by the Tigers. Cutting up midfield and getting it across the 41 is going to be Logan Floyd.
Yeah.
And another good return here for the Tigers.
Yeah, real high kick there, fielded by Floyd. He opted not to fair catch it, had plenty of room to run, and good starting field position for the Tigers on their second drive.
So they're going to have it with the nose of the ball right on the 40-yard line. So the Darlington Tigers will start on their side of the field, but 10 yards away from moving it to midfield. So the Darlington Tigers here on the road playing at the home of the Wolverines, and we are tied up at 7 apiece with 6:42 as Darlington starts their second drive of the game. Good takes the snap, turns, gives it to Demarion Floyd, finds a seam. If you give him a crack, he'll take a long chunk of yards, and he picks up about 8 yards on that first play.
Yeah, he got behind his blocker and stumbled there. I think he picks up at least 10 more and maybe breaks that one for a touchdown. Floyd is always a threat to take it to the house.
2nd and 3, good turns, gives it to Demarion Floyd. He stays up and breaks a couple tackles, squirts out at the end of the play, and
it's going to be short.
It's going to be short.
Yeah, it got about a yard to go here to pick up the first down. So Darlington faces their first third down attempt.
So Good walks up to the line of scrimmage. He'll be under center for this play. 2 wide to the far side. It's going to be a quarterback sneak to try to get that 1 yard, and it looks like they got the push they needed up front.
Yeah, Jack just snapped that ball from under center, got behind those big eaters, and they pushed the line of scrimmage forward for an easy first down.
So that'll move the chains, and the Tigers are across midfield at the 49 on the Wolverines side of the field, working left to right. Going to send 2 wide to the far side, 1 to the near side. Good taking the snap with Demarion in the backfield. He drops back, looking to throws, got company, puts it in the air, is able to connect with his man, and that was Joel Owenberg with a reception for about 7 yards.
Yeah, nice play there by Good. He took what the defense gave him. They went with the play action fake, and then Lowenberg went out into the flat. There wasn't anything downfield. He was feeling the pressure a little bit, so he got the ball out quick and picked up 5 yards. You'll take that on first down all night.
2nd and 5 here for the Darlington Tigers. Going to send trips to the far side. One receiver on the near. Demarion is flanked to the right and behind Jack Good. They're going to Demarion Floyd, D-man. He breaks through a couple of tackles, keeps the legs moving, and he is very close to the first down. I think they're moving the chains.
Yes, they are. A Parker and Lundy first down, the third of the game for the Darlington Tigers, and they are going to keep those chains moving. We've got ourselves a shootout, looks like, tonight.
Two very, very good teams. We talked about that in the pregame. And obviously, Coach Atha's coaching staff, they've been watching these guys on film, knew what they were up against, knew it would be another challenge this week. So far, it has been. Jack Good getting ready to take the snap. He was pointing at the defense of Dade County. It kind of looked like they might have jumped in the neutral zone there, but not the case. No flag. So 1st and 10. Going to send 2 wide receivers on each side. Good looking to throw. He's got a good pocket now. He's got company. Ball is thrown in the air. It is incomplete. No flag comes out. The pass was headed towards Slade Clevenger.
Wheeler looked like he got there a little early. I may be a little biased, but the flag did not come out, and the ref had a good view of that one, so he's going to say it was a clean bang-bang play. And Darlington will set up 2nd and 10.
Ball is on the 39-yard line on the Wolverine side of the field. We're tied up at 7 apiece with 4:33 left to go here in the first quarter. Here in Trenton, Georgia, in Dade County. Got to drive over the mountain there to get over here. And what a beautiful backdrop for a football game. You got the mountains all around you. It is a really beautiful stadium. Shotgun formation, 4 wide set, 2 on each side. Good takes the snap, turns, hands it off. Nope, fakes the handoff. Is going to throw one out into the flat over to Tommy Bethel. It goes out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Yeah, and good guy. He got his bell rung on that one. It was a forward pass, but that sets up a 3rd and long. Kind of in no man's land here. I think if you can get half of it, you'll see Darlington go for it on 4th down. But you'd like to just go ahead and pick this thing up on 3rd and 10.
No doubt about it. They're going to send trips to the far side, 1 receiver to the near side. The one on the near side is Braden Bell. You're going to have Demarion Floyd, who's going to be in the backfield with Jack Good. Now we're seeing Talon Shirey shift into the slot here on this near side. On the far side, you got Clevenger and then Tommy Bethel. So that's your package for this play, 3rd down and 10. Man goes in motion. That's Bell. There's the snap. Going to fake it to the motion man. Dropping back is Good. Puts it in the air, and it's going to be incomplete. Overthrown out of the reach of Talon Shirey. Quarterback's on the turf. Do we have a...
We have a flag on the far side of the field. And Good looked like he had a problem. He was adjusting the ball in his hand. You're going to have an eligible receiver downfield on Darlington, so I would imagine Dade will decline that and put them in 4th and 10, but Good looked like he was moving the ball in his hand when he released it, and it just came out a little bit high. He had his man, just couldn't hit him.
4:11 left to go here in the first quarter of the football game. We're tied up at 7 apiece, Darlington and Dade County.
Interestingly, they take the penalty. I don't know if they had a choice to decline it or not, but that gives Darlington another strike at it on 3rd down.
So now the ball's lined up at the 44-yard line with 3rd down and 15 here for the Darlington Tigers. Moving fairly quickly here from our first quarter of play. And let's see what Brent Bell, offensive coordinator for the Darlington Tigers, dials up here for this 3rd and 15. Going to see Bowden Owens come back out on the field from Demarion Floyd. They exchange a high five if he goes off the field. Owens will line up to the right of Good. Dropping back is Good. He's going to hand it off. Good room for Bowden Owens, and he stays up and gets close to the first down there, getting down to close to the 30-yard line.
Yes, sir. A draw play there, which is a great call in that 3rd and long. They're going to go quick. Darlington's going quick, Matt. Going to try to get this on 4th down.
Under center's Good. He's going to try to sneak that extra yard, and I think they got him. They stopped him. Yep, he was stood up. And that's going to be a turnover on downs for the Darlington Tigers.
It sure is, Matt. And I like the fact that they went quick, but Dade County was ready for it and stood him up. So a turnover on downs for the Darlington Tigers will give Dade County the ball back. Tied at 7. They'll take over at their own 31.
Absolutely. So the Wolverines will go back to the drawing board here on offense after scoring on their 2nd drive of the game on a big play. It was a 74-yard pass play to Zeke Wheeler for their only score of the game. We're tied at 7 apiece, and now they'll line up with Cooper under center. They're going to hand it off and try to run it up the middle and see if they can have some success that way. They found about maybe 2 or 3 yards on that first down play.
Darlington has tightened it up after giving up a big gashing run on the very first play from scrimmage. They have shut down the Dade County running game, but the passing game has been successful. So,
no doubt about it. And he actually got close to 6 on that play. So let's call it second and 5 yards. There's a snap under center. Going to hand it off again. Spins around at the end of the play. Gets maybe an extra yard out of it. Picked up about 3, and that was Evan Koger. He's a good runner.
He certainly is, Matt. No doubt about it. 3rd and short. This is where you want to be. Staying ahead of the chains.
Going to line up in that I formation again this time. Different look here. They're going to hand it off and try to go up the middle, and this time I believe the defense stuffed it.
Yeah, it's going to depend on the spot.
Yeah.
Referees are saying move the chains.
Interesting.
Yep.
So that'll be a first down. Dade County. Was that Koger with the carry again, Ian?
I believe it was, Matt.
So at a first down here for the Wolverines, they move the chains. And now for this down, they're going to spread it back out, sending a couple of wide receivers to the near side, one on the far side, working right to left. 7-7 your score. 2:30 left to go here in the first quarter. Quarterback is going to throw a little swing pass out here to the near side, connects with a wide receiver. The defense smothers him, and it's going to be a very, very short game. Maybe got a yard in. Zeke Wheeler again, the receiver.
Yeah, he caught that behind the line of scrimmage, and he'd already lost his balance and lunged forward to maybe gain an inch or two.
So it's 2nd down and 9 here for the Wolverines. By the way, they're wearing their maroon uniforms with gold letters and numbers.
Very Minnesota Golden Gopher look here.
Good-looking uniforms. Don't have any logos or anything on the helmets. They're kind of minimalist looking, which I like. It's a classic look.
And Darlington's going to get flagged. That is the 4th penalty for the Darlington Tigers for 20 yards. And that's a crucial one. You get a good stop on first down, you've got them, where you want them, and then you give up 5 free yards, puts them in 2nd and medium.
So that brings up 2nd down and 4 here for the Wolverines. And you're going to have trips to the far side, one to the near, shotgun formation. Here's the snap to Cooper. He is dropping back, looking to throw, going to throw a screen pass, but it bounces up to the intended wide receiver, incomplete.
Yeah, Joel Lowenberg and Gatlin Hancock brought the pressure on that play. You saw Cooper drop back, and he just didn't have any time. He went to his first read. By the time he turned his head, he was under way too much pressure and had to dump that one in the dirt.
And I got to tell you, last time I was here at Dade County was back during the previous basketball season. I was with Model, and we had a bit of a snowstorm came up during the games. Interesting ride home. Here's the snap to Cooper. He'll drop back. It's got company from Joel Owenberg. Throws a screen pass up the middle. The coverage is good. Tigers bring him down, Ian.
Excellent defense there from the Darlington Tigers and Jack Cowan. But you got the pressure. They really sold the screen well. Lowenberg was getting to the quarterback, but Cowan sniffed it out and made a heck of a tackle there, and that forces the first punt of the game. Dade County will have to punt it away. So after both teams had some fireworks, we've kind of settled into the game a bit here, and Darlington's going to get the ball back.
Zeke Wheeler, the punter here for Dade County, going to have one man back here for Darlington. That's Talon Shirey. A flag came in just before the kick. Ball is going to land at about the 25 and bounce backwards all the way down to about the 12-yard line where it'll be downed. But we'll see about this flag. I do believe I saw one come out.
You saw a football, I think. I caught it too, but I don't see a flag on the field. I did see a yellow object
there it
fly
is
in the
right
air.
there.
Oh, it is on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, it is.
I knew I wasn't seeing things
I
here.
saw it too, but it looked like one of the little footballs got thrown up here this way too. False start on Dade County. Darlington will take that because the punt took a Dade County bounce. Will they march that off from the end of the kick, or will they re-kick? Looks like they're going to re-kick. So that's the first penalty of the game for Dade County, and a big one.
Believe it or not, we're getting kind of close to the end of our first quarter. We're tied up at 7 apiece, 56.8 seconds left on the clock. Darlington and Dade County here in this region opener of the season, a road game for the Tigers.
A lot of action in this first quarter. It's been
You're
fun.
not kidding. It's been a great game so far. So we'll see Dade County line up again and punt this yet again. Zeke Wheeler, their punter. It's like, as Yogi Berra would say, it's like deja vu all over again, except from a little further back. And here comes the kick from Wheeler. And it's going to be a line drive. It's going to land at about the 30 and roll back to around Talonshire. He'll back up, and it's going to stop rolling at about the 23.
So that yields in the end 13 yards in the positive for Darlington as they were back around their own 10 on that previous punt attempt. That's a dangerous little style of punting there. It's real low, end over end. That's one of those that could bounce off of one of the return team members without them even seeing it. So we'll have to keep an eye on that going forward.
Well, Darlington's going to start their next drive at their own 23-yard line, working from left to right. 46.2 seconds left to go in the first quarter, tied up at 7 apiece. Tigers and Wolverines. Here's a pass on the way, connects with Talonshire at the 30, gets his bell rung. He's out of bounds. That was a pretty heavy hit from the defense there, Ian.
It was a clean hit, but also a well-executed pass play, picking up about 7 yards, 7 or 8.
Carter Christensen, defensive back here from Dade County, with the tackle. And as you mentioned, they bring it out to about the 32-yard line and get ready for second down and short here for the Tigers. Going to send a couple of wide receivers off to the far side, one to the near side.
I'll tell you what, Jack Good has looked more and more confident with every snap throughout this season. He's really settling in.
Here's the snap. Going to turn, hand it off to Demarion Floyd. Stutter steps, tries to juke off to the left side. He's going to be brought down. Good defense. Credit where credit's due here for Dade County. They're able to get a stop and force a third down.
Did
he get it?
Yeah, he got the first down. Or they're going to measure. Nope, they're moving the chains.
Right.
So that will be the fourth Parker and Lundy first down for the Darlington Tigers.
So 1st and 10 is now going to be at the 34-yard line. And they're going to line up with a couple of wide receivers off to the far side, one to the near. We're down to the final 10 seconds, so looks like we're going to see one more play here before we end the first quarter if they snap it here. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Oh, they're just going to let it go. They're going to let it go to the next quarter. All right. Well, with that said, that's the end of our first quarter. Darlington here locking horns with Dade County. Right now we're locked up at 7 apiece at the end of one quarter of play. We're going to send it back to the studio for a 1-minute break. We'll be back for more Darlington football after these messages.
Here, I'm becoming who I want to be.
Here, I am looking toward my future.
Here, we learn from our failures so that we may soon succeed.
Here, we're passionate about learning and trying new things every day.
Here, we search for new perspectives and cultures so we can better understand the world.
Because at Darlington, we know we're in the most trusted hands.
As we discover new passions and learn more about ourselves through academics,
athletics,
fine arts,
and service to our community, we show our versatility as we choose different pathways to our goals.
This is our home.
We embrace challenges and persevere, even when something seems impossible.
We collaborate and create to take our place in the world.
We know that together we can make an impact.
This is our moment, our time.
Graduates today, Darlington forever.
Especially when I know they're listening, but all the time, to say a special hello to our buddies, the Conrad, Steve, and Gina. Of course, Steve, longtime voice of the Darlington Tigers on these broadcasts on WLAQ. And even though he's not with us tonight here in the booth, he's always with us every game, isn't he? And
Absolutely.
Gina as well, our producer. Kept us in line all those years. All right, the Tigers are going to line up here. It is going to be 1st and 10. They've got it in their own territory, 34-yard line. This time working right to left. Good, takes the snaps, going to hand it off, goes to Bownoans, bounces off to the right, finds some room to run, and he gets down to about the 47-yard line before they haul him in, but another
Parker and Lundy first down. Yes, sir. Bowden Owens keeping the train rolling here. I didn't get to see the game last week, Matt, but, it seems like he's picking up right where he left off.
He is. Had 163 yards last week, 3 touchdowns, did a great job. And that's one of the things about this Darlington team that is so special. They've got so many different weapons that they can go to and really spread the ball around, distribute it. And Jack Good, as you mentioned, is doing a great job getting it to his teammates. And Good getting ready to take the snap. here on first down. He's going to turn, hand it off to Bowden. This time they greet him rudely right at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down quick. So may have taken a loss of about a yard on that play.
Yeah, they were ready for it that time. One player I have not seen on the field tonight is Eli Thompson.
I haven't seen him
we are
either.
Without Mr. Thompson. He's a heck of a playmaker, so the Tigers will certainly miss him.
Very astute observation there, Ian.
They've changed the personnel up here a little bit with Tommy Bethel coming out.
All right, so the Tigers are going to line up here for second down and 10 after no gain on the previous play. Ball at the 46-yard line. Dropping back's Good's going to hand it off to Demarion Floyd. Runs off to the right side. He's got a lot of green grass, folks. He's going down the sidelines. It's going to be hauled out of bounds. Keeps those legs turning regardless. I'm not sure where he went out, but he was definitely across the 30 in Dade County territory.
It's just a nice little delay counter there. We've seen that play be very successful. It looked like it was going to get blown up, but Floyd did one of those PlayStation joystick moves to shake loose. One of those things that leaves your jockstrap back at the 40-yard line, and he's dancing down the field. What a playmaker.
Indeed. And last week he was a little bit quiet, but Coach Atha was telling us in the pregame he was a little banged up last week, but he looks just about 100 this week. Here comes the snap to Jack Good, turns, hands it off to Demarion Floyd, and he is going to cut it to the near side of the field. Stutter steps, gets brought down by his ankles at about the 15-yard line.
So it's a little dose of the D-man here from the Darlington Tigers as they try to mount a scoring drive and retake the lead. Things are looking good right now. Yeah. So Demarion Floyd getting that Parker and Lundy name out there as it's another Parker and Lundy first down. 7 for the Tigers so far.
So now the Tigers, Ian, in the red zone. And they are tied here on the road against Dade County 7 apiece with just under 10 minutes to play here in our first half of play. Glad you're with us tonight on WLAQ and also the Darlington School live stream. This is going to be a shotgun formation. Floyd in the backfield here with Good. He will drop back, looking to throw here on this first down play. Tosses towards the end zone, connects with the wide receiver. It's a touchdown. Darlington Tigers are able to score. Braden Bell hauls it in, and the Tigers score their second touchdown here of the football game.
Was that from about 19 yards? Is that right, or 15 yards?
15 yards. 15-yard pass to Braden Bell.
All right, Jack Good's second touchdown.
Yeah, and he caught it right over near the pylon over on the far side of the end zone. And now we'll try to tack on the extra point here. The Tigers will with 9:35 left to go. They lead it on the road. And they're going to go for 2. Sammy Konchesky, a pitch out to the right side. Talon Shire, he's strung out to the right, throws it, and it is incomplete. The defense was right between Konchesky and the man that he was trying to throw it to over in the corner of the end zone.
So they got a little cute with the 2-point play. They had what they wanted, just couldn't execute it there. But a touchdown nonetheless and a 6-point lead in that Darlington Tigers scoring celebration. Brought to you by La Scala Mediterranean Bistro. For any of your celebratory events, call La Scala, book your holiday parties today.
So they went for 2 there. It was no good, an incomplete pass towards the end zone, and the score remains 13-7 here in favor of the Darlington Tigers on the road here at the home of the Dade County Wolverines.
Well, they retook the lead, Matt. Didn't end with the conversion that you want, but a 13-7 lead with 9:35 left in the second quarter in a game that has been entertaining to say the very least. These two teams have some serious athletes, and I think this one's going to be one that goes down to the wire. It just has that feeling.
It really does have that feel to it, and of course you'll remember the last time Darlington scored in this game, the Wolverines were able to answer the bell on a big pass play from Cooper over to Zeke Wheeler that tied this game at 7 apiece. So it's going to be interesting to see if Darlington can pin theirs back on defense, get a stop here, and prevent that from happening.
Yeah, will it be a back-and-forth game, or can Darlington set the tone and get a little separation here before the half? They do get the ball to start the second half.
Tommy Bethel trots up to the ball at the 40, kicks it away, a line drive kick that's going to bounce off of the return man. He comes back to it, picks it up, and he's going to be brought down inside the 10, but he's lucky to get back to the ball, Ian.
Yeah. It looked like it was either Jack Cowan I believe that was Jack Cowan that was in pursuit of the ball there and ended up making the tackle. Yes, it was. And I thought he was going to get it there for just a second, but it came in hot. It was a smoking ground ball, and he couldn't field it and didn't find it there for a minute. So fortunate to get back on it. But the starting field position not so hot for the Wolverines as they'll start just inside their own 10-yard line.
So 9:31 left to go in the first half. Darlington leading it on the road, 13-7. Cooper's going to line them up under center from their own 9-yard line, working left to right. He'll turn, hand it off. Little misdirection play there, and they get it out to about the 14-yard line. So they get a good pickup there on first down.
Yeah, 3 or 4 tough, hard-fought yards there on first down.
And I didn't catch up. I didn't catch the number on the ball carrier.
Looked like the fullback was a big boy that got the ball there. It was a little trap play. Let's see if I can see it on the replay, Matt.
But a run on first down.
Well, it was Wheeler.
Wheeler.
Yeah,
okay.
It was Wheeler that got
Zeke
it.
Wheeler.
Yeah.
2nd down and 5 here for the Wolverines. They got at their own 15, trailing at home 13-7. 9-minute mark of the second quarter. Cooper under center. Turns, going to hand it off. Goes off to the left side. There's nothing there but a wall of Tigers. And he's brought down in traffic.
Yeah, heck of a stop there is going to force a 3rd and 6.
Evan Koger was the ball carrier there. And as you mentioned, 3rd down and 6 here for the Tigers with 8 for the Wolverines, I should say. From their own 15-yard line. Under center is Cooper. Everybody in tight for this formation. It's I formation. Yeah.
Watch for the play action here, though. They ran that earlier, and Wheeler got loose. So.
And here's the snap to Cooper. He'll turn, hand it off, try to find some room at the middle. There's nothing there, and he's going to be brought down for potentially a loss and bringing up a punt situation for the Wolverines.
Just a wall of Tigers waiting on that one. Too many to call one name. They all greeted him at the same time. There were 4 or 5 Darlington defenders there, and that forces a 3 and out. And now they'll have to punt it away again. So you mentioned it, Matt. Can they go down and give the offense an opportunity to put a little separation between these two teams? They do it by getting a 3 and out, and Talon Shirey will be back around. He's standing in Dade County territory to receive this punt. The last 2 punts we saw, one was negated by a penalty, were low-line drives. So Shirey's going to move up and try to field this one.
We get ready for the kick here from Dade County. It's on the way, a long kick. Shirey will field it at around the 45-yard line. Almost gets tripped up, stays up. He's across midfield, cuts to the right, and gets all the way inside the 40-yard line. Yeah. So the Tigers are going to have excellent field position after a pretty long punt.
Yeah, it was a low line drive spiraling kick this time, and Shirey was able to catch it over his shoulder and then make a couple of guys miss. And this sets Darlington up with great starting field position for this drive.
It looks like they're going to start on the Wolverines' 36-yard line. And let's see if they can get a quick score here and create some separation. 13-7 on the scoreboard, 7:18 remaining here in this first half of play. Going to send a wide receiver to the near side, couple on the far side. There's the snap. Good is going to give it off to Demarion Floyd. Back to Bell, now on to Good. Passes on the way. Open receiver. Touchdown, Darlington Tigers. My goodness, they went to the bag of tricks and they found a touchdown, and they have increased their lead. We just said it. Maybe they can get a quick score here and create some separation, and they did it on the first play. I didn't think it would happen that quick.
Man, I tell you what, a double. You have a reverse here, Floyd, with the reverse to Braden Bell, and then Jack Good finds Slade Clevenger running free for a 35-yard touchdown. They go to the bag of tricks, and it works, and Darlington has given themselves a 2-score lead.
So Slade Clevenger with a touchdown there on a trick play. And we get ready for the extra point from Ryland Scott. This would make it a 20-7 football game. And here comes the kick on the way. And it is, I think somebody might have got a hand on it, Ian. But it's good. Yeah. It got up over the crossbar there.
Snuck over the crossbar. Good job there by Ryland Scott. I think there was some difficulty with the snap and the hold, but they snuck it through there. And Darlington converts. They're up 22-7. And that Tigers scoring celebration brought to you by La Scala Mediterranean Bistro. Please call them for all of your celebratory events and book your holiday parties today.
No doubt about it. We've got 7:10 left to go here in the first half of play. Darlington 20, visiting on the road, playing the Wolverines. Right now, the Wolverines with 7 points. So it's 20-7 here as we are 7 minutes and 10 seconds away from halftime. We mentioned to you, I've got a couple of games this year here for the Darlington Tigers. Last week, they were up 27-7 at halftime, and it was a game that ended up going down to late in the fourth quarter. So this is one of those football teams that obviously a 13-point lead at this point of the game. They've got a lot of speed, a lot of athleticism on this Dade County team, so there is a tremendous amount of football to play.
They were backed up on that last drive. I'm kind of surprised Dade shied away from the passing game.
Yeah.
They really leaned on the rushing attack, but they looked like they were having a lot of success through the air, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them attack this Tigers defense with that passing game on this particular drive to see if they can get something going.
No doubt. Well, Tommy Bethel's got it teed up here for the Tigers, ready to kick it away from the 40-yard line. A man back here for Dade County up the middle of the field. That's going to be Koger, and the ball is going to be headed that way, but a different young man comes from the near side, goes out and grabs it at midfield. He has got some room to run, breaks a couple of tackles, gets himself out to the 30-yard line. So that was a big, hard return. Was that Nick Ekrit?
Yes, it was. Number 12 on the return. He had a seam there for a minute. It looked like he might bust that one loose. Darlington able to get him down to the turf. Decent starting field position, and we'll see. They're going to come out in the shotgun, Matt. I think they're going to try to get this passing game warmed up again.
So the Wolverines will come out here for their next drive. 7 minutes left to go here in our second quarter. Shotgun formation, trips to the near side, one on the far side, and the Tigers jumped.
I believe the left tackle came out of his stance first. That will be a false start.
So a false start on Dade County. That's going to back them up 5 yards before they get this drive going. So that's going to bring them back to the 25-yard line, 1st and 15.
Only the second penalty for Dade County. They have 2 for 10. Darlington has 4 for 20.
So trips to the near side, a wide receiver off to that far side. Wolverines working from left to right. Man goes in motion. That's Wheeler. There's the snap. Going to pull back. Quarterback's got company in the backfield, being chased around, stays up, and gets out of bounds. But the Tigers were in hot pursuit, weren't they?
Well, yeah, I have to give Cooper a lot of credit there. He had Logan Floyd and Joel Lowenberg just bearing down on him, and he pulled a Tony Romo spin and ran a mile to lose a few yards.
Man. So that's going to bring up second down here for the Wolverines and about 16, 17 yards to get the first down. They got it. The line to gain, by the way, is going to be about the 39-yard line.
Looks like the refs are sorting something out here.
Rather.
Hey, a little conference call here at the 20-yard line.
Stick around at halftime. We'll update you on some other games that are going on around the area. In this particular region, you got Almerchi at Coosa, Pepperell's at Chattooga. We'll talk about those games and many more. Shotgun formation for 2nd and 16. Cooper getting ready to take the snap from the shotgun. He's got Evan Koger in the backfield with him. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 on the far side. And we get ready for that second down snap. And Cooper takes it in his hands, dropping back, looking to throw. He's got company and puts it in the air and just throws it away out of bounds, incomplete.
I'll tell you what,
another down there.
Yeah, Darlington's mixing up their coverage now. I love the chess match, man. You know, you saw Dade County come out and have some success in the passing game, and Darlington's made some adjustments here to make Cooper a little bit more uncomfortable back there. This is exactly where you want to put a team in 3rd and a mile, 3rd and 17. Looks like they have to get out at the 41-yard line to move the chains.
So the Wolverines go to the gun here. They're going to have 3 wide to the near side, 1 on the far side. Get ready for the snap. Looks like Lowenberg is ready to pounce, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. That guy's going to have his nose around the football, no doubt.
Here comes the snap to Cooper. Cooper is rolling to his right, looking to throw. Ball's in the air, and it's going to be incomplete on the sidelines. Went right through his arms.
Yeah, it was a good pass. He would not have picked up the first down had he made the catch, but would have put him in better position to swing field position. But he targeted Nick Ekrit on that play, and he just couldn't haul it in. So Dade County, for the 3rd straight possessions, will have to punt. This is the 2nd straight time they have gone 3 and out. So the Tigers with 6:37 left to play and their full complement of timeouts can really I mean, they could possibly have 2 more scoring opportunities before this half is over.
Showery is back to return the kick. You've got Wheeler punting it away here for the Dade County Wolverines. He will take the snap from around the 20. Ball is on the way. It's going to drop in at the 50 and roll all the way down to about the 42 when it goes out of bounds. So going to have good field position again for the Tigers.
Good field position, but an effective punt there. He has an interesting style. It's not really rugby. It's not your traditional style. It's almost like a knuckleball the way he kicks that. But it worked out for him there. But still, Darlington starts at their own 41 with an opportunity to build on this 13-point lead.
So 6:33 left to go here in the first half. Darlington leading, as you mentioned, 20-7. They've got the ball on the 41. They're going to be working right to left. Going to send 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 on the near. In the backfield is going to be Bowden Owens with quarterback Jack Good. Good turns, hands it off to Owens, finds a little bit of a seam, picks up about 4 yards on first down. You'll take it every time.
Absolutely. Bowden Owens continues to run the ball well. He's getting behind his pads and picking up positive yards.
So you're going to have 2 wide right. You'll have Braden Bell on the far side in the slot. Tommy Bethel going off the field is going to be Logan Floyd. Going to have a wide receiver here to the near side. That's Ashton Albers. Going to have trips to the far side now as Jack Good gets ready to take the snap with Bowden Owens in the backfield with him for 2nd down and 6. He's going to put the ball in the air. A very hard pass, but it came out. It's incomplete to Tommy Bethel.
Yeah, he absolutely rocketed that one. It was low. He was putting it only where Thomas Bethel could come up with it, and he just couldn't make the catch. And that sets up a 3rd down.
Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game coming up after tonight's action, but we got a long way to go to determine that one.
We certainly do, and some players have made some plays, but Jack Good has thrown 3 touchdowns to 3 different receivers so far, so I think he might want some sweets when this thing's all said and done.
No doubt about it, and that's definitely been one of the many bright spots for Darlington this year, just as you pointed out earlier, how comfortable he's really looked from the first game. He's getting better every game, but he's looked good. There's the snap. Dropping back is good. Looking to throw. Puts it up the middle of the field. Connects with Talon Showery. That's a 1st down. And down to the 40 on the Wolverine side of the field.
Yeah, under duress there, and he delivers an absolute dime for yet another Darlington and Parker and Lundy 1st down. Their 8th first down of the first half as the offense has just been clicking on all cylinders.
So the Tigers get it down to the 40-yard line on the Wolverine side of the field, leading at 20-7. 5:47 left to go, first half. Good looks off to the sidelines, getting the play call from offensive coordinator Brent Bell, who's just done a tremendous job with this offense for the Darlington Tigers over the last several years. 3 wide receivers off to the far side, 1 to the near. There's the snap to Good, going to turn, hand it off to Bowden Owens, runs off to the right side, picks up 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, that was shifty running there by Bowden Owens as he was in a lot of traffic. Once again, picks up 4 yards on 1st down.
So the Tigers with a 2nd down and 6 now at the Wolverines' 37-yard line. Tommy Bethel's going to line up in the slot here on the near side. You're going to have Albers split wide to the near side. 2 wide receivers off to the far side. That's going to be Talon Showery and Braden Bell. D-Man Floyd back in for this package. There's a snap. Going to hand it off to Floyd. Runs up the middle. Gets tripped up just as he was getting going. And he picks up maybe 4 or 5 yards, setting up a 3rd and manageable for the Tigers.
He was tripped up as he tried to make his spin move.
So a big 3rd down coming up here for the Darlington Tigers with the clock ticking here in the 2nd quarter. 3-point lead for Darlington, 20-7 on the road. Home of the Wolverines. Trenton, Georgia, over here in Dade County High School. We're going to have a timeout, it looks like.
Yeah, Darlington's going to spin one.
So let's spin one as well here on WLAQ in the live stream. 4:22 left to go in the first half of the football game. Darlington up 20-7 with the ball and driving. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet Buick GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside Buick GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
So the touchdown will stand, Matt. 32-yard scamper by Jack Good. And I think he heard us up here talking about him, and this Honeymoon Bakery player of the game, he's like, I want some action. I want some cupcakes. He's got 3 touchdowns to 3 different receivers, and now he's got a 32-yard run for a score, and this puts Darlington up 26-7 pending the PAT.
Well, I don't usually quote songs I don't particularly care for, but you took the words right out of my mouth. Never been a huge Meatloaf fan. I like the food, but not really the band.
Ugh.
That is a Meatloaf song, isn't it?
It is a Meatloaf song.
Ryland Scott on for the extra point. 3:30 left to go here in the first half. Let's see if he'll tack it on. I believe nope, they're going to pick it up. Sammy Konchesky rolls to his right, and he is going to be tackled. So no good on the extra point. And that is the second time tonight that has occurred.
Yeah, it's been tricky. The extra points have been tricky tonight. That time Ryland didn't even have a chance to swing his leg at it, but 26-7 lead for Darlington nonetheless, and another celebration as far as scoring goes for the Tigers, and that we encourage you to do all your celebrating at La Scala and book your holiday parties today.
I'm not going to stay on this subject long, but the one thing that I've always thought was kind of strange about Meatloaf, the band, is the album covers make it look like it'd be like a really
Heavy
cool metal band or something, and then you get those kind of songs.
Objects in the rearview mirror.
I think that's what it is for me, really.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't fit the artwork.
No, it doesn't.
He's this gothic-looking...
False advertising is what it is. I enjoyed him in the movie Fight Club, though, I will say that.
Robert Paulson. That's right. His name is Robert Paulson.
Darlington Tigers up 26-7 here on the road, opening up region play. As we pointed out to you, Tiger fans, this is the longest road trip of the region schedule this year, which is kind of interesting because obviously you got used to playing in, the previous region, playing against all the private schools down in the Atlanta area. And the next to longest trip we'll see this year is going up to Chattooga County. It's about a 25-minute drive, isn't it?
It's definitely a change of pace for us as far as our road trips are concerned.
I'm going to go to Almerchi also. Here comes the kick from Tommy Bethel from the 45-yard line, and that's going to sail out of the back of the end zone and make them go 80 yards.
Yeah, so the penalty was tacked on there, the helmet-to-helmet hit. So Darlington kicked that off from the Dade County 40. And Tommy can kick it out of the back of the end zone from his side of the field, so that was no problem. That'll set up the Wolverines starting at their own 20. Still 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. I thought Darlington spent a timeout, but the scoreboard's showing they have 3. I've got them marked as 2.
I think you're right. I think we should stick with that.
But still, 2 timeouts. They could get the ball back and try to score again if they can get a stop here.
Brody Cooper lines his guys up. They're going to start this drive at the 20. There's the snap. He drops, fakes a couple of times. He's got company in the backfield being chased by Gatlin Hancock. He'll have to tuck and run, and he'll believe he got a first down.
He sure did. Nice little scamper there, and that's the first time they picked up a first down and 3 drives. So that'll move the chains, and the Wolverines could certainly use a score. Darlington will get the ball to start the second half because they won the toss and deferred.
So the ball is on the 29-yard line. Dade County with the football.
It was just short.
Oh, it was just short. It's going to be second down. You're right. A couple of wide receivers to the near side, a couple on the far. Man goes in motion. And dropping back is going to be Brody Cooper. He's got a couple of guys on him, puts the ball in the air. We have a flag that comes in.
We do. Could be a hold there. It could go either way. That could be defensive or offensive holding where they threw that flag. So it'll be interesting to see what the call is. It is holding, and it is against Dade County. That's a big call.
One.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, Ian, one of the issues that they had in their game last week up at Swain County is they were flagged 11 times for 105 yards of penalties. So that's something, by this point of the season, coaches about to pull their hair out hoping you clean that kind of stuff up.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been pretty clean up until the helmet-to-helmet hit. They only had 2 penalties, but now you've had 2 costly penalties with that hit and now a holding that takes you from second and short to second and long. Very long.
So it's going to bring up second down and 15 here for Dade County. They're going to line up in the gun, going to send 3 wide to the near side, working left to right, trailing at home 26-7, and we've got another whistle.
We sure do.
Maybe a clock issue here.
We're just giving them an opportunity to substitute. We got an injury.
Okay.
Perhaps. Nope.
We're ready to go. Well, whatever it was, it's all settled now. So we get ready for Dade County to snap the ball here on 2nd and 15. And Cooper's got the ball in his hands. A little high snap. Pulls it down. He's got company. Owenberg is all over him, as well as Bryant Powell was in there, and they're able to sack him about 4 yards from their own goal line.
Yeah, absolutely. The pressure came hot and heavy. Lowenberg was there first, and then Bryant Powell helped clean that up. Just a furious pass rush there. I'm going to give that full sack to Lowenberg. I think he had him to the turf before everybody else got there. So the sophomore continues to build his legend.
Oh, man. 3rd down and a very long way to go here for the Wolverines. They're backed up against their own goal line. The quarterback in shotgun is going to take the snap standing right at the goal line.
And they'll run the clock down, and Darlington will let them. They'll hold on to their timeouts for their offensive possession.
And here comes the snap on 3rd down. He'll drop back, going to run the football, cuts up the middle of the field, being chased around, having a hard time wrapping up and bringing him down. And then finally, Darlington Tower was able to get to him. That was Jack Good right there with a nice tackle.
Sure was. Cooper, very elusive back there. He's a shifty quarterback, but the Tigers were able to pull him down. They'll spend a timeout here, Matt, and should have excellent field position with an opportunity to score before the half.
Indeed, and one of the things we've talked about throughout this game is how Good has really developed into a very, very solid quarterback and great leader for this football team. We talk about his offensive prowess. He's thrown the ball well tonight. He's ran the ball well when he's gotten the opportunities. But then you talk about him on the other side of the ball making big plays on defense also.
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing I fear on defense is just more plays he's out there. That he has developed so much throughout the season. He's made all kinds of throws tonight. He's made them on 3rd down. He's hit the short and intermediate passes as well as burning them over the top. So Jack Good's having himself a game tonight with 4 touchdowns accounted for so far and a chance to tack on another before we get to halftime.
Darlington comes into the game 4-0, going up against a really good 3-1 Dade County Wolverines, and they picked up 26 points here, and we are not done with the first half. Darlington still with a couple of a timeout, I believe, and some time to work here. They're not going to do anything crazy here, obviously, but
the field position should be really, really good as Dade County's kicking out of their own end zone.
No doubt about it. So Talon Showery is going to be standing on the Dade County 45-yard line as he gets ready to take this punt from Zeke Wheeler, who is standing in the very back part of the end zone from Dade County as he gets ready to punt this ball away. So this is going to be interesting to see how this punt develops here. Here comes the kick from Zeke. It is nearly blocked. It's going to be bouncing all the way into the hands of Showery. That was dangerous. He picks it up at about the 49-yard line, but I was worried he was going to drop it there.
Well, it almost hit a Darlington player. We talked about this guy's punting style is very unorthodox, but effective. I could see it causing some turnovers, and it nearly hit a Darlington player on the bounce that was running down the block, and then Shirey had a hard time handling it because the bounce was so awkward. So Darlington will actually start on their side of the field at the 49. I believe they have 1 timeout left, Matt.
I think you're correct on that.
But 2 minutes and 5 seconds, 1 timeout. They can use the boundary to stop the clock. That's plenty of time the way this offense has been executing.
Well, they're going to send 2 wide on each side of the formation. Bowden Owens will be in the backfield, flanked to the right of Good. Man goes in motion. Darlington working right to left. Dropping back is Good. He's going to put it in the air, fires it over to Tommy Bethel on the right sidelines, and really not a lot of yards gained there. Maybe picked up about a yard, but he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, he did get out of bounds and stop the clock. Another completion for Good, but I don't think they picked up a yard.
No, I don't think so either. So no game, we'll say, on the play, bringing up a 2nd down and 10. Clock has rolled down to the 2:01 mark here of the first half. We're going to give you scores and highlights coming up at halftime, courtesy of Rome Orthopedic Center on WLAQ. So the Tigers here, glad to be up 26-7, but it never hurts to tack on a few more when you're going up against a really, really good opponent like this Dade County Wolverines football team. And dropping back is good. Pump fakes, and he's got company. He's going to take a sack at the 41-yard line, and Zeke Wheeler gets in there and pulls him down.
Yes, he does. That's a huge play. If Dade County can get off the field, that's a big victory for them here, because I think another Darlington score would really make it a tough comeback effort. I mean, it's already going to be tough the way Darlington's executing, but they really needed a stop, and that sack is the first negative play we've seen Darlington have since the first quarter.
So that'll bring up 3rd down and 17 as this drive started at the Darlington 49. They're dropped back all the way to the 42-yard line on their side of the field. And let's see what Brent Bell dials up here. Going to send 2 wide off to the far side. McKay Rush and Braden Bell's going to be out there, going to have 3 wide to the near side. Empty backfield here for good. He'll drop back. He's got company, puts the ball in the air to Shirey up the middle of the field, and he's going to be brought down close to midfield with a minute and the clock ticking here in the second quarter. 4th down.
Yeah, so just a little screen pass there. Got back to the original line of scrimmage. They're leaving the offense on the field. They're going to let the clock run. Wouldn't be surprised to see them just take a timeout and set up the punt, or you'll see Good line up in the shotgun and just do a quick pooch punt.
Clock rolling now, 38, 37, down to 36 seconds. And we get ready for that timeout as a few players from the Tigers walking off to the far sidelines, the Darlington sidelines.
May even take the delay.
20 seconds left on the clock here in the first half. Darlington leading at 26-7, and there's the timeout. So we're going to do the same thing, may as well. Darlington 26, home team Dade County with 7. 14 seconds left to go here in the first half. We'll be back in 30.
They are super knowledgeable about the market in Rome, whether it's home buying, rental homes. They have their finger on the pulse of what's going on.
We both sold a house and bought a house, and the transition from both went really smoothly for us.
I feel like they've become almost a part of our family, so we're just really appreciative of Hardy and what they've done for us.
All their team put together, from maintenance to management to sales, I can't really say enough about them. I'd highly recommend them to anybody coming to town or living in Rome looking for investment properties or homes to buy.
I'd like to wish the Darlington football team a great season. Go Tigers!
Go Tigers!
Tommy Bethel, he takes the snap, puts it up. It's up the chute, goes off the side of his foot, and that's going to drop in at about the 35. Spins around quite a bit, kind of like a top, and then it stops at about the 34.
Well, that one definitely wasn't Bethel's best kick. You know, he's disappointed with the way that one came off of his foot, but 3.7 seconds is all that's left on the clock. So I believe no harm, no foul is how this will all shake out. Man, he just does a little bit of everything, though, doesn't he? He plays kick it off, punt it, throw it, catch it, run it.
And it's been that way ever since, we started watching him play a few years ago.
Just one of those glue guys, man. You can't win without players like Thomas Bethel.
So the ball at the 34, and you'll have a snap, and that's going to be the end of our first half. So pretty good half there for the Darlington Tigers. They're going to lead this one 26-7 going into the locker room at halftime. And we're excited to bring you the call of the game tonight on WLAQ and also the Darlington School YouTube channel, and Northwest Georgia Media doing a fine job with the video production this year. Nathan and his crew got a couple of young men out there on the cameras today. Of course, his son Thomas, and of course Mr. Potts out there doing a fantastic job as he always does. And so great to have them out here and being a part of the broadcast team and doing such a fine job this year, man.
No doubt about it. Darlington will get the ball to start the second half. It should be a fun finish to this one.
Absolutely. 26-7, your Darlington Tigers on top of the Dade County Wolverines at halftime. Let's send it back to the studio for a 4-minute timeout. We'll catch our breath. We'll come back, and we'll go down the scoring summary here from this game. We'll run down some scores from around the area and look forward to that. So we'll step out for 4 minutes. We'll be back on WLAQ and the live stream.
Here, I'm becoming who I want to be.
Here, I am looking toward my future.
Here, we learn from our failures so that we may soon succeed.
Here, we're passionate about learning and trying new things every day.
Here, we search for new perspectives and cultures so we can better understand the world.
Because at Darlington, we know we're in the most trusted hands.
As we discover new passions and learn more about ourselves through academics,
athletics,
fine arts,
and service to our community, we show our versatility as we choose different pathways to our goals.
This is our home.
We embrace challenges and persevere, even when something seems impossible.
We collaborate and create to take our place in the world.
We know that together we can make an impact.
This is our moment, our time.
Graduates today, Darlington forever.
My name is Ryan Somerville. I am the sales manager for Business Water Solutions. We do water purification coolers as well as ice machines for any size business. We're on campus right now at Darlington School. Super happy to be here. They're one of our biggest customers. I myself played sports here. Our two founders played sports here. It was absolutely our pleasure to be a sponsor for Darlington Athletics. I think one thing that really sets us apart is our water purification. There's 13 stages. The reverse osmosis part of it has been a huge part of our success, along with our 24-hour guarantee for service calls. So when a customer does call us, we're guaranteed within 24 hours. We were able to provide a touchless water system to make it more COVID-friendly in terms of germs and touching the water system. One thing I always say is we're not selling a product, we're selling our service. That's what we really push for every single day, is to have a customer service experience like they've never had before.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection, or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet Buick GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside Buick GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
At Darlington, we find our confidence in discovering who we are.
In the classroom
and on stage.
The opportunities are endless.
Our creativity knows no bounds as we take risks,
explore opportunities,
and stretch our minds.
Together with our teachers,
we use what we've learned to create beauty,
to tell stories,
to inspire.
We discover new passions
while allowing existing ones to flourish.
We know that we can do anything,
be anything,
achieve anything.
We give our time to something greater than ourselves.
Whether we're sketching,
singing,
writing,
or acting, we find new ways to express ourselves
and share our talents with the world.
We know that our ideas and contributions matter,
and we take great pride in that.
Because today,
because today,
tomorrow, forever.
We're Darlington Tigers.
Darlington Football would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of this year's live stream. Business Water Solutions, Coosa Steel, Hardy Realty, Riverside Auto Group, and Atrium Health Floyd. Thank you for your support.
Love to listen to them play. They work hard. They put in just as much work as all these athletes putting their shows together. So certainly adds to the atmosphere.
I wish they would get to do the marching bands on television and everything when you're watching the games.
I know you used to get that every now and then. So it'd be nice if they highlighted them more.
Well, we're going to recap the first half, also give you some scores courtesy of Rome Orthopedic Center, but I want to take an opportunity for another shout out here. Of course, we were talking about Eli Thompson and what a great job he does for this team. Haven't seen him tonight, but I heard from his mom and his dad, Keith and Marsha Thompson. Thompson sent a message, and they were talking about how Nana's enjoying the video and the broadcast tonight, and we appreciate y'all watching and listening to the broadcast. It's always a pleasure to get to be here and bring you the games, and we appreciate the comments that we get on that and that sort of thing. And because we do what we can. Sometimes we miss a few things here and there, but we try to do the best we can to bring you a great broadcast with our little crew here, which is a lot of fun.
Absolutely. A pleasure to do it.
Absolutely. And just want to point out what a pleasure it was last year to watch Caleb and Eli on the field together as brothers. Now Caleb's graduated and moved on. I believe he's going to college somewhere out west, unless I'm badly mistaken. And then, of course, Eli with the team again this year, doing a fantastic job for the Tigers. But let's go ahead and recap that first half. Ian, if you don't mind, just break down the scoring for us.
Absolutely, Matt. We had Darlington get off to a very, very hot start. On Dade County's first drive, they drove down the field all the way down to the Darlington 30-yard line and then ran the ball on third down. Joe Lowenberg just went in and stripped the ball clean, forcing a turnover. And then 2 plays later, it was Jack Good to Talon Showery for a 59-yard touchdown pass. And then on their next drive, Dade County answered with their lone touchdown of the game, a 74-yard pass to Zeke Wheeler. But Darlington then went 7 plays, turned it over on downs. Their next drive, they went 8 plays, finished it with a 15-yard touchdown pass from Jack Good to Braden Bell. The next game was a short punt, or a good punt return by Talon Showery, and on the very first play, you had a reverse flea flicker, and that was Demarion Floyd pitching it to Braden Bell, pitching it back to Jack Good, who then threw it downfield to Slade Clevenger for a 35-yard touchdown pass. Darlington's next possession was a 7-play drive that was capped off on a 4th down conversion, a 32-yard touchdown scamper by Jack Good. So 4 touchdowns on the night for the Darlington Tigers. That's your scoring summary for the night. And you know what? They've celebrated. You want to celebrate? Head down to La Scala. They are our sponsor when it comes to those Darlington Tigers scores, and we appreciate them.
And at the end of the night tonight, we'll award the Honeymoon Bakery Icing on the Cake Player of the Game. And then later on this evening, we're going to turn it over to Lynn and Austin Butler, father-son team there in the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show. And that's always a fun show to listen to. But once you get into region play, it becomes even more special, doesn't it?
Absolutely, Matt. And we've got some scores we can throw out there for our listeners, too, if you want to hop into that.
Let's go. I'm really eager to hear what's going on in other games around the area, man.
Awesome. There's some great ones going on right now. Big night at Barron Stadium. We had the honor of talking with Coach Bowden, the AD over there. He came on the show with us on Thursday. They're celebrating the 1977 East Rome Championship team and the 1982 West Rome Championship team, as well as the first ever Rome High football team back in 1992. They're all being honored tonight as they open region play against an Allatoona team who has a 1-4 record, but let's remember pushed Cartersville to the brink and has all those losses came to quality teams. Well, Rome has had some struggles on offense. People are wondering what's going on with the Wolves. They're making a statement tonight. 28-7, they lead Allatoona at Barron Stadium. This is a game that will set the tone for region play for them. So the Wolves having a successful first half thus far. Cedartown, they had a bye week last week after going on the road and scoring a huge victory, in my opinion, beating Calhoun at the Reeve 21-7. Well, the Dalton Catamounts come to town, and Cedartown's wasted no time laying down the smack. They're up 36-0. Pepperell traveling up to Chattooga. This is an Indians team that got off the schneid last week. They scored a victory.
Murray County.
Beat Murray County. And they've got Pepperell in town. It's 7-0 Pepperell at halftime, so that one's still very much up in the air. Model leads Murray County 25-0 in the second quarter. Model found their passing game last week. They might have a two-headed monster at quarterback going forward. We'll have to talk to our buddy Jeff Gable.
And a little interesting note about that matchup we've talked about on some of our shows that we do, but Murray County, they got a famous name as a head coach there, Kurt Napier. His brother Billy is the Florida Gators head coach. You know all about that.
I sure do. I'm hoping he can score an upset in Knoxville tomorrow. We'll see. Not expecting that to happen, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Maybe you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Maybe. I'm going in with low expectations. We'll see what happens. I had a nice interaction with a Tennessee fan on the way up to the press box earlier. A very nice gentleman. Wished him the best.
Walking by, his phone rings and it's playing Rocky Top.
Yeah, and I said I didn't.
Threw up in the parking lot.
My exact comment was I didn't think I was going to have to throw up to that song until tomorrow. Anyhow, another big region game going on at Branch Bragg Field. Coosa and our Murchie locking horns. The score I've got on that one right now is Coosa leading 20-7. We'll see how that one shakes out. Coosa's really found their offense the last few weeks. So that's been fun to watch. And then another game of interest in the region is Adairsville playing at home against Ringgold. They lead that one 22-3. I think the Adairsville Tigers are for real.
I do too. I know they had a couple of tough games early on. Rabun County scored a lot of points on them, but as you pointed out on one of our programs, Adairsville, they answered a lot. They scored some points, but they just couldn't keep Rabun County out of the end zone. They had an overtime game against a really good team this year, scored 50-something points in that game, and it looks like they've really put it together from top to bottom.
Yeah, they've got to be a favorite in that region. It's going to be fun to watch. I mean, region play it's on, baby. It is on. It's going to be fun to watch.
No doubt. So we're glad you're with us here. It is halftime. Darlington Tigers playing down here at the home of the Wolverines. And as we pointed out to you, the name of the stadium here, the home of the Wolverines here in Dade County and Trenton, is Magic Morgan Stadium. And you may be wondering, well, who is Magic Morgan and why is the stadium named after him? We're going to tell you a little short story when we come back about that, and we appreciate you being with us. But right now at halftime, Darlington Tigers on top, 26-7 is your halftime score. Before we do take the break, Ian, obviously we don't have a microphone in the locker room, but if you're Coach Atha and his coaching staff, what do you think the conversations are about right now with this second half coming up?
Keep your foot on the gas.
Yep.
You've got a lead. It'd be easy to get complacent and think you've got this thing locked up, but we all know how quickly the Tide can turn, and Dade County has shown the ability to move the ball. The defense has played really well, but you have to expect that your opponent's going to go to the locker room and they're going to make adjustments. So you've got to keep your focus and not let your foot off the gas. So that's the message I would expect that the players are getting in the locker room right now.
No doubt about it. Great point. And when you look at a couple of games that you've seen this year for Darlington, big leads at first half. Last week was one of them. They were up by a similar score to what we see tonight, 27-7. Now, Dade County's a good team. I think Northwest Whitfield being a 4A school, maybe a little bit more depth. Definitely one of the best quarterbacks that I've seen in high school football in a while. A little bit different team there. But this Dade County team is built and does have the playmakers here on this team to mount a comeback here. So this one is not a one game by any stretch of the imagination. I think the Darlington Tigers certainly know that.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to go ahead and take another 4-minute timeout at halftime. Again, Darlington on top, 26-7 here at halftime against the Dade County Wolverines. We'll step out, take another breather. We'll come back with more commentary at halftime here on WLAQ and the live video stream.
My name is Ryan Somerville. I am the sales manager for Business Water Solutions. We do water purification coolers as well as ice machines for any size business. We're on campus right now at Darlington School. Super happy to be here. They're one of our biggest customers. I myself played sports here. Our two founders played sports here. It was absolutely our pleasure to be a sponsor for Darlington Athletics. I think one thing that really sets us apart is our water purification. There's 13 stages. The reverse osmosis part of it has been a huge part of our success, along with our 24-hour guarantee for service calls. So when a customer does call us, we're guaranteed within 24 hours. We were able to provide a touchless water system to make it more COVID-friendly in terms of germs and touching the water system. One thing I always say is we're not selling a product, we're selling our service. That's what we really push for every single day, is to have a customer service experience like they've never had before.
They are super knowledgeable about the market in Rome, whether it's home buying, rental homes. They have their finger on the pulse of what's going on.
We both sold a house and bought a house, and the transition from both went really smoothly for us.
I feel like they've become almost a part of our family, so we're just really appreciative of Hardy and what they've done for us.
All their team put together, from maintenance to management to sales, I can't really say enough about them. I'd highly recommend them to anybody coming to town or living in Rome looking for investment properties or homes to buy.
I'd like to wish the Darlington football team a great season. Go Tigers!
Go Tigers!
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet Buick GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside Buick GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
At Darlington, we're proud to wear purple and white.
Because Tigers strive for greatness.
In the classroom and on the field.
We know that we can do anything, be anything,
achieve anything.
We're part of a program that is 100% dedicated to nourishing our minds and our bodies.
As teammates, we push each other further than we ever thought we could go.
Because every single one of us has something to contribute.
We practice hard so that when we compete, we can leave it all out on the field.
With each win, we build confidence.
With each loss is a lesson.
Our coaches teach us more than technique.
They prepare us to be good teammates,
friends, and people.
We face adversity together
and push through to reach our goals.
We may struggle,
but we will never give up.
Because today,
tomorrow, forever.
We're Darlington Tigers.
Griffin on WLAQ and also the Darlington School live stream, bringing you commentary as we love to do every Friday night during the fall, because there ain't nothing like a Tiger on a Friday night. Darlington Tigers up 26-7 here at halftime. We got about 5 minutes to work with, so we're going to do a few things here. First, we're going to give you some bad news. If you're a Braves fan, every time I look, they're getting beat by a bigger score. It's 8-0 in the bottom of the fourth of that game, so it looks like the Braves don't quite have the pitching they need tonight, Ian. And it's getting to be crunch time here.
It is. The Mets have a late start out on the West Coast against the Athletics, so what we can root for tonight. Doesn't look like the Braves are going to have it in the tank to come back from 8-0. Never know, though. We'll see. They certainly have some good bats. Not outside the realm of possibility, but we're going to be rooting for a Mets loss later on tonight. Hopefully that'll keep things close.
No doubt, man. Well, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this stadium here at Dade County. We've already mentioned to you just a beautiful backdrop for a football game, and do want to point out that we appreciate the administration here at Dade County for granting us permission to come out here. Always a privilege to get out and call the ball games, but you know you got to have some help there, and they've been very hospitable to us.
Oh, no doubt about it, man. They're bringing us snacks and everything else under the sun. They've been very, very kind to us. That's always appreciated.
But anyway, Ian, the name of the stadium is Magic Morgan Stadium. So when I saw that, I was like, you got my curiosity now. I got to know, who is Magic Morgan and why is this stadium named after him?
That was the first thing I saw when we pulled in the parking lot. Grabbed my eye. It's up on the marquee here. So let's hear the tale. So anyway, I looked it up today and I found a YouTube video. And back in 2014, they had, when Coach Warren was here, they had a ceremony, a dedication ceremony, and named the field Magic Morgan. And the reason why they did is because he has been the team manager and water boy for the team since 1988. And back in 1989, he was helping one of the coaches with some equipment, and the coach made the comment that his smile is like magic that could light up the sky.
and he has been an ever-present part of this team since 1988. So he's been a part of this team for a longer period of time than anybody else around in this area. So definitely epitomizes Dade County and what their football program is all about. And like I say, if you want to watch something really touching, watch that dedication ceremony that they had here several years ago. You can watch it on YouTube. It's really neat.
And I tell you what, if Nathan can hear us on the headphones down there, there is a John Deere golf cart down there at the 50-yard line, and the gentleman, I believe in the burgundy quarter zip, that is the man that the stadium is named after. He can no longer be the full-time team manager, but he's at every game, and he helps out with that golf cart, continuing his tradition that has been going on since 1988. Pretty cool story.
Loves this community, loves this football team, and they love him and give that love back to him, which is beautiful. That's what sports it's all about. And I do want to mention earlier, I mentioned Thomas, and then I called him Mr. Potts, but it's Benton Potts on the camera, and they're best friends. So it's great to see those young men learning from Nathan, Thomas's father, learning how to be a part of this video crew and getting that experience here at a young age. Both of them are high school students out at Model. So
yeah, it's great, man. It's so much fun to be a part of. And we're glad that Nathan's continuing the tradition started by Dave and Joey, our old traveling companions. We have some great war stories with them and look forward to having more with Nathan and his crew. They do an outstanding job.
No doubt about it. Well, I tell you what, Ian, we are going to take another break, but right now the Darlington Tigers, well, happy story for you so far. They're up 26-7, but a lot of football left to play. Darlington will receive the kickoff to open up the second half as they won the toss and deferred, and now both teams making their way back out to the field for the 3-minute mandatory warm-up period before we end our halftime officially. So let's take a 2-minute break. We'll come back, set the stage for the second half. But you're listening to Darlington Football on WLAQ and the video live stream.
My name is Ryan Somerville. I am the sales manager for Business Water Solutions. We do water purification coolers as well as ice machines for any size business. We're on campus right now at Darlington School. Super happy to be here. They're one of our biggest customers. I myself played sports here. Our two founders played sports here. It was absolutely our pleasure to be a sponsor for Darlington Athletics. I think one thing that really sets us apart is our water purification. There's 13 stages. The reverse osmosis part of it has been a huge part of our success, along with our 24-hour guarantee for service calls. So when a customer does call us, we're then guaranteed within 24 hours. We were able to provide a touchless water system to make it more COVID-friendly in terms of germs and touching the water system. One thing I always say is we're not selling a product, we're selling our service. That's what we really push for every single day, is to have a customer service experience like they've never had before. Darlington football on WLAQ tonight, also the Darlington School live stream, and glad you are with us. Darlington on top 26-7, and we promised you at the beginning of our broadcast, I'm sure you've been waiting with bated breath for our football term of halftime, and here is Ian Griffin with today's term.
All right, so there's a nice little breakdown here on slobber knocker, but my favorite comes from the Oxford English Dictionary. And it says that a slobber knocker is a match or contest that is particularly hard-fought or physically aggressive. Okay? And to me, a slobber knocker is kind of a low-scoring game. We can also go to Wiktionary. And
I'm glad you're not going to the Urban Dictionary because this is a family broadcast.
I will not do that. I'm smarter than that, man. It may not look like it. But it's also known as a violent collision experienced by a person or a violent physical confrontation. And the example there is that was a real slobber knocker of a football game. I tend to side with a low-scoring, hard-hitting defensive game. Those are the ones that I say, man, that was a slobber knocker.
I'm kind of with you on that one. Well, we've got about less than a minute left of the mandatory warm-up period. Both teams kind of huddling up for some last-minute preparation for our second half. Darlington will receive the opening kickoff of our second half from inside Magic Morgan Stadium. As we mentioned, Tigers already have 26 points in this football game. And we're talking about an offense, Ian, that's been averaging 37.5 points a game this year. They have been extremely productive on the offensive side of the ball all season long.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they can stay as hot as they were in the first half. Again, we talked about what the message was in the locker room. That's to keep your foot on the gas. This game is not over. It only takes a few plays for a lead like this to evaporate quickly. You said that was a lesson learned last week against Northwest Whitfield. So Darlington will get the ball here. Jack Good looks to build on what was an outstanding first half in which he accounted for 4 touchdowns, 3 through the air and 1 on the ground. So let's see if the Tigers can keep this hot hand rolling.
Well, we're just about ready to roll as the ball is going to be teed up right now from Dade County. They get ready to boot it away here to the Tigers, and we're just about ready to roll. Leonard Ribby is going to kick it off here for the Wolverines. He puts the boot on it. It's going to be an onside attempt, and we're going to have a flag, and it's whistled dead.
No, Darlington.
False start.
They hopped on that ball, but Dade got an early start, so this one's going to move back, and they're going to kick it again, and now Darlington is wise to their game.
No doubt. Dade County came out, tried to kick an onside kick, and kind of catch the Darlington Tigers off guard and steal a possession. It didn't work, and as you mentioned, now they'll drop back to the 35 and tee it up and probably kick it away here. No element of suspense anymore. So Mr. Ribby, is that how you say his name?
Yes.
Trots up to the ball, and here comes the boot from the 35. This time he'll kick it away. It drops in at about the 30. Slade Clevenger fields it, gets tripped up, and brought down at about the 38-yard line.
Yeah, short kick. Clevenger had a chance to return it, but it was well covered. Darlington will start at their 38-yard line.
So we are officially underway with the second half of this football game. The Darlington Tigers come out on offense, already leading at 26-7. Braves are having a tough night in Philadelphia. We'll have Braves baseball for you tomorrow afternoon coming up at 4:05. That's around the same time that Georgia Tech plays football down at Central Florida. So pick the Braves this week. Couple of wide receivers.
Hard choice?
No, not exactly. Snap is taken. Quarterback's going to turn, hands it off to Bowden Owens, and he is going to be dropped after a loss of about 1. And he stays up and breaks a couple of tackles, keeps the legs moving. I thought he was going to be down, and he picked up a decent chunk of yards. Wow, what a play.
Just kept those legs driving. You play to the whistle. And Bowden Owens did a good job there just driving forward and picking up some hard-fought yards on first down.
So he gets it down to the 44, bringing up a 2nd and 4 here for the Tigers. And it looks like Lowenberg is going to be in the backfield here with Mr. Good here for this play. Going to send 2 receivers off to the far side, a couple to the near. Lining up in the slot is going to be Bowden Owens here on this near side. As Good takes a snap, turns, hands it off to Lowenberg, and he's going to be dropped right behind the line of scrimmage, it looks like.
Yeah, not much there. Well defended. And that brings up 3rd and 4. And Dade desperately needs a 3-and-out here. Darlington wants to extend this drive. Looks like they're trying to establish the running game.
Tommy Bethel checks into the game. Lowenberg trots off to the sidelines as we get ready for this 3rd down and 4. Ball at the 44-yard line. Slade Clevenger is going to be split here to the near side as a wide receiver. Right next to him is Tommy Bethel. Tigers working right to left. There's the snap. Good. Drops back. It's going to put it in the air. And did he get it? No. It's going to be incomplete over on the sidelines.
No, and
took a heavy hit too, didn't he?
Yeah. Bowden's still. He just popped up. He was down for a moment there. Just a little swing pass there, and it was behind. So Owens had to turn around and almost do a 360 to try to catch that, and got hit while he was trying to reel it in. So a 3 and out to start the first half for Darlington. Now 2 of 5 on third downs. And that first drive goes 3 plays, and they will punt it away. Tommy Bethel back to kick this one.
Back deep to receive the punt here for the Dade County Wolverines is going to be Zeke Wheeler. He stands at about the 23-yard line. Here comes the kick from Tommy Bethel. It goes right to Wheeler, bounces up to him at about the 25 and goes backwards. And it's going to be inside the 18.
I don't see how that didn't hit him. But a short hop there. And he elected to just let Darlington down it. But Dade County will take over. They got the stop they needed to start the half. And now they'll look to mount a scoring drive and climb back into this ball game. Darlington will, of course, aim to stop that effort.
Indeed, they will. Ball, as you mentioned, going to be at the 18-yard line here for the Wolverines, working from left to right on your radio dial, trailing at home with 10:04 left to go in the third quarter. 26-7, Darlington on top. Here comes the snap to Brody Cooper, who's the quarterback here for the Wolverines. He's going to have 4 wide receivers out there on the field, 2 on each side. In the backfield is going to be Evan Koger. And Cooper gets ready to take the snap on 1st and 10. Drops back, looking to throw, and he's going to get the ball out to a wide receiver. Connects at about the 22-yard line. Pass complete to, I believe, Bryson Schrader on that play, Ian. Nope, number 12, excuse me, Nick Akrit. Is that how you say that?
Akrit. And on the tackle is Aiden Davis there.
So Akrit, the receiver on the play, going to send a couple of wide now to the far side, a couple to the near. Brody Cooper, the signal caller here for Wolverines. Wolverines will snap the ball, dropping back. He is going to have to tuck the football and run. Looked like he wanted to throw it. He is able to get a first down, though, Ian.
Sure was. Nice scramble there, and Dade picks up a much-needed first down, moving the chains. The pressure has been ever-present from this Darlington defensive front. Cooper's trying to make quick decisions, either get rid of the ball quickly or find a running lane and get upfield and pick up what the defense gives him.
So the Wolverines move the chain. It's going to be 1st and 10 with 9:11 left to go in the third quarter. Darlington leading 26-7, and it looked like an encroachment there from the defense. That'll give 5 to the offense of the Wolverines.
The 5th penalty for Darlington tonight. They have all been of the 5-yard variety. So 5 penalties for 25 yards.
After we have the Braves for you tomorrow on WLAQ, we'll have CBS Sports for much of the rest of the weekend. Although we will have Braves for you again coming up on Sunday. We're looking forward to that. It's a big weekend in sports, no doubt about it. 2 wide receivers on each side here for Brody Cooper, the quarterback here for the Wolverines. It's going to be 1st down and 5. There's a snap. He's got company in the backfield. He gets the ball away just in time to avoid the sack. It's incomplete. Flag comes in. They're going to call interference, I believe.
Really? Yeah. Trying to see this on the replay, and yeah, he definitely hit him early. I don't think he's going to make that catch either.
I don't either. So a tough penalty there for the Darlington Tigers, and that'll move the chains here for...
Oh, wait. Yeah, they call a hold.
Yep, hold. So a first down for the Wolverines on the penalty, and they are moving the ball. And the penalties are hurting Darlington on defense here on this drive for the Wolverines.
They sure are. Right now, the formula for a comeback is being built here by Dade County as they've got it out to midfield. They got the stop they needed, and now they are moving the ball with 2 first downs on this possession.
Cooper to take the snap on 1st and 10 from midfield here for the Wolverines. Moving our way through the third quarter here as Cooper gets ready to take the snap. Taking his time between snaps. Ball's in his hands. He drops back into the pocket, puts the ball in the air. It's a long ball and complete.
Wow.
What a grab. Flag comes in.
Yeah,
the receiver that makes the catch is Zeke Wheeler. What a play, Ian.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the flag will be on Konchesky. He got there just a little bit early in coverage.
Man.
Wait.
No
Wow.
holding. That's a huge
Wow,
penalty.
they're calling offensive pass interference, and I'm going to try to see if I can see this. Heck of a catch by Wheeler, but did he push off?
Very interesting turn of events there on the penalty. So this one's coming back. It was a great grab by the wide receiver Wheeler as he went down to the turf on his back making the grab. But the interference call was against the offense. So this is coming back all the way to the 35 on the Wolverine side of the field.
And it must have happened before I turned my head. There must have been a push off or a pull to free himself up from the coverage.
4 wide receiver set here on first down and a mile as we get ready for Cooper to take the snap here for the Wolverines now at their own 35-yard line.
Huge penalty there. That really changed the momentum.
Clock ticking here in the third quarter. 8:26 ticks left on the clock. Cooper drops back. He's got company in the backfield. Can't grab him by his jersey. Ball's in the air, and it's over the receiver's head. Complete. Second and a mile.
I'll tell you what, Cooper does a really good job moving around back there. The Tigers have been flying at him, and he just finds a way to wiggle loose. That time he fired a little bit high as he was under duress. Missed his receiver. But that'll set up second down and 25.
Brody Cooper, a senior quarterback, and he certainly plays like it.
He does, absolutely. I mean, Darlington has been really making it uncomfortable back there, but he keeps making plays with his feet.
Going to go empty backfield. 3 wide receivers on the far side, 2 to the near for this second down, and a long way to go here for Dade County. They're going to snap the ball. Quarterback standing right around the 31-yard line with a line to gain of 40-yard line on the other side of the field. Cooper drops back, and he is going to tuck this football and run. Gets grabbed by Gus Gamage, and he wrestles it down to the ground.
And if Gamage gets his paws on you, you're not going anywhere. The great play there by Gus. He's fired up. He told me today he wants to be an NFL player or an engineer, huh?
That's what a gentleman told me that works with his brother, and my response to that was, well, Georgia Tech's a good place for that kind of thing. They need some help.
I know, man. They need to hire us, man. We have great ideas for their program.
No doubt. Never listen. There's a snap. Quarterback has got company in the backfield. Cooper keeps those legs going, though. Dodges a couple players, puts the ball in the air. He's got an open receiver, dives for it. Wheeler laid himself out to try to grab that one. It was out of his reach, incomplete.
Yeah, absolutely. Cooper does another masterful job dancing around and trying to make a play, but he had his man. He just overshot him. That's a tough throw to make, though.
Just got a text from our buddy Steve Conrad. He's watching the live stream. Said Cooper is the best quarterback I've seen at Dade County. He is really athletic, and that is a great comment. We've been admiring his ability throughout this game. Punt coming up from, looks like Grant Moore here from Dade County. So both teams punt on their first drives of the second half.
Blocked.
And that one's going to be blocked. The Darlington Tigers are going to fall on it at the 23. My.
I actually think he kicked that right into the backside of his own teammate.
Did he really? I had looked downfield to watch the ball, and I turned around, and we're going to get a replay, though. We'll get another look at that.
Hard to see it on the replay, but I saw it in real time. It was the pressure from Darlington that caused it, but he kicked that right into the backside of his own teammate, number 20. So that was an interesting turnover there from Dade County.
Yikes. So Darlington has excellent field position. Let's see if they can capitalize here. They're going to start off on the Wolverine 23. There's a snap rolling out. Oh, actually, quarterback Jack Good's going to run up the middle of the field, and guess what? He scores on the first play. Flag comes in. That was a 20 run into the end zone. We'll have to check on the flag, but right now Darlington celebrating a touchdown in the end zone. But will it be coming back? Jack Good with another touchdown run if it stands.
Let's see what the call is. Holding on Darlington.
It's coming back. So that 23-yard run for a touchdown for Jack Good is going to be wiped off the scoreboard, and they'll go back to the drawing board. Still a good field position, though.
Absolutely. And the flag was dropped right around the 5-yard line, so we'll see where they march this off from. Yep, So they'll still end up with a gain on the play. Looked like the foul occurred at the 7-yard line. So that'll mark it right about the 18.
So they'll, okay.
Are they going to move the chains? No, okay.
So now the ball is going to be at the 18-yard line for the Tigers, and they will get ready for a first down play here with 7:15 remaining in the third quarter, leading at 26-7. Braves are now down 9-0, by the way.
Ouch.
Jack Good going to put it in the air. Ooh, this one is going to be batted down. That was in dangerous territory right there, man.
Flag comes in late, too, Matt, from the side judge here.
Zeke Wheeler's eyes got big on that play. Got his hands up, knocked it down.
Yeah, that was one Jack Good liked to have back. That had pick 6 written all over it, and I think we're going to get another hold called on the Darlington offense. So now back behind the chains, but it'll still be first down.
What a strange sequence
Yes,
that was.
Yeah. Touchdowns come off the board.
So the ball's going to be on the 33-yard line, and it's going to be 20 yards to get to the first down. Line to gain looks to be the 14-yard line here for the Tigers as they get ready to snap this ball here on 1st and 20. What is it, second?
I think it is first down. The
Oh,
scoreboard
yeah,
has
right,
not
it's
been
first down.
changing.
Yeah. So pistol formation, there's a snap, a little quick pitch out to the right side, and Bowden Owens almost gets tripped up by his shoelaces, gets about 6 yards on that play, so it turned into a pretty good run there for Bowden.
Yeah, so that'll set up second down. And about 14.
Yep. So the Tigers will go back to the line of scrimmage, as you mentioned, second down and 14. Now they're going to have the ball at the 26-yard line of the Dade County Wolverines. 6:40 and the clock ticking here in the third quarter of play. 26-7, Darlington leads. And trotting off the field is going to be Joel Owenberg. Going to be a couple personnel changes here. Bowden Owens is off the field now. Let's see how they line up here.
Jones.
Yep. Now we're going to have Jones in at quarterback. Jack Good is going to line up as a wide receiver on the near side. Hendricks is going to run the football, stays up, and he's going to be tackled by about 3 or 4 guys for the Wolverines at the 25. Picked up about 2 yards.
Interesting wrinkle there.
Very interesting wrinkle.
I wonder if that's setting something up for later.
We'll just have to see. Stay tuned.
Hendricks Jones stays on the field. Jack Good as well. So you got 2 quarterbacks out there.
Hendricks is now going to go off. Joel Owenberg is back on the field. So let's see how they line up. It looks like Lowenberg's going to line up behind Jack Good. We've got 3rd down and 11 coming up here for the Tigers. They've got it on the Wolverines 25. Lowenberg flanked to the right of Good. Dropping back is Good, and he is going to have to tuck the football and run, and he's going to be brought out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. So that sets up a 4th down for the Tigers.
So disjointed series there.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. This is a good opportunity for Ryland Scott to come out and get a field goal attempt that's within his range. This will be a 37-yard attempt or a 38-yard attempt. Now they've had some problems getting the snap down on the extra points. So let's see if they iron that out.
So this will be from the near hash, and here comes the snap. Konchesky with the hold. Kick is on the way. It's got the legs. Going to be a little short, actually. Maybe off to the right, and that is no good. So score remains 26-7. Kind of disappointing drive there for the Darlington Tigers. They ended up with the ball at the 23-yard line of the Wolverines. Anytime you have the ball right outside the red zone, come up empty with points, that's a disappointing situation for sure.
They have successfully melted a little over half of the quarter.
That's the good news, yeah.
And retain their 19-point lead.
So the Wolverines will get the ball back. They're going to have it at their own 20-yard line as they get ready to start things out. Cooper It's going to get ready to take the snap from the gun. It's going to send 3 wide out to the far side after a motion man went out there. He has dropped back. Clean pocket for him, has all day. He gets the pass out to his wide receiver. He was the motion man, and he's going to pick up about a 20-yard reception. That was number 12, Nick Ekrit. Having a hard time with that young man's name.
Well, he's been his second favorite target. Well, an eligible receiver downfield.
Ooh.
And you see that a lot when you have a quarterback sit in the pocket that long. Real easy for an offensive lineman to kind of leak past that buffer zone, and that negates a first down. So the penalty's really, really hurting Dade County. That's 8 for 55 yards. At this point, they're starting to mount up.
And that's got to be frustrating for them, because I was reading a story about their game. I referenced this earlier about their game up at Swain County in North Carolina last week. They were flagged 11 times for 105 yards, so that trend is continuing. Here's the snap from the gun to Brody Cooper. He drops back almost to his own goal line. He's going to tuck this one and run down the sidelines. He is a fast, athletic kid. He goes out of bounds at around the 25.
Yeah, Gatlin Hancock looked like he had him dead to rights. But Cooper continues to be extremely elusive in the backfield, just wiggling away in ways. He's fighting for his life back there. He really doesn't have much time. That last play was an anomaly. Darlington went back into coverage, and he was able to sit back there and make his reads. That has not been the norm.
2nd and 6 here from the 23-yard line. Dade County working left to right here at home. Under 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter.
False start, left tackle.
So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty against the Wolverines. Another penalty against the home team.
And we have to watch the down marker, the scoreboard. The clock is working and the score is working. Everything else is out of order. Let's just leave it at that.
Indeed. So 4:50 left to go here in the third quarter. Here comes a 2nd down and 13 situation here for Brody Cooper and the Wolverines. Cooper, the quarterback, takes the snap. He's going to put the ball in the air, gets it out to one of his favorite targets, Ekrit, and he breaks a couple of tackles down to the 30. A couple flags come in.
I think you're going to get a face mask on Darlington. That will extend the Dade County drive. I don't know if they got the face mask or not. Yep,
they sure did. Yep. We'll get another look at it here on the replay.
Right there. Yes, it is. Yep.
Good eye from the official there. Had a good angle on it.
After some penalty issues for Dade County, they get the benefit of a personal foul, and that will extend their drive. Still in this ball game. If they can go get a score, that will put the pressure back on the Darlington Tigers.
So the Wolverines now at their own 46 here with 2nd down and 10 as we get ready for the snap. Man goes in motion. We're going to have, well, I
heard the whistle.
For a second. There's the snap. Cooper drops back, puts it in the air, and that is going to be incomplete. Team for Wolverines wanted a flag. They didn't get one there. Fans are protesting.
Floyd didn't look back to play the ball, but he didn't. They could have thrown the flag there.
There comes a flag right there.
But that's after the play. You can't. This is some kind of unsportsmanlike. It's probably come from the Dade County bench, if I had to guess.
Yeah. They were certainly protesting.
Unsportsmanlike contact. That's terrible. And that's coming from the sideline. So you hate to see that. I know that's going to be frustrating for the Wolverine coaching staff. Yes, they could have thrown the flag, but you've now compounded the problem by protesting. And it looked like it came from a player, not a coach.
Tough situation there for the Wolverines. So now the officials will march off the penalty yards, as you mentioned, after the personal foul from the sidelines. That's going to drop it back to the 31-yard line. So this drive is moving backwards here for the Wolverines, and they're trailing at home 26-7.
And they got the break with the personal foul face mask and then just gave it right back.
Stay tuned. After tonight's action will be the Honeymoon Bakery Icing on the Cake Player of the Game, followed by the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show, just right after our broadcast tonight. Man goes in motion. That's Wheeler off to the far side. Cooper dropping back, looking to throw. Fakes a couple of times. He's backed up in traffic, getting chased around by Gatlin Hancock, and pulled out of bounds by the Darlington Tigers at about the 35-yard line. Joel Owenberg was in there, got a hand on him. A couple players were around him.
And I tell you what, Gatlin Hancock's got his hands on his hips because he spent all night trying to chase down Brody Cooper. He's almost gotten home on a handful of occasions, but Cooper keeps spinning around and making Hancock work hard if he wants to get that sack.
Trips to the far side, one receiver here to the short side of the field, the near side. Cooper with a man in the backfield with him, getting ready to take the snap here on 3rd and a mile. And here comes the snap. Cooper drops back. He's got company, and he's being chased around, almost sacked, breaks free of a couple of guys and puts it in the air, and the ball is knocked down. Dade County was wanting a flag again there.
That was clean coverage, very clean coverage. Great play. Bowden Owens played the ball. That was excellent. You know what, Matt? I don't know if he played last week, but Highland Thomas on the field. Did he play against Northwest Whitfield?
He's been out there this year, yeah.
Okay. I knew he was still battling an injury. It's good to see him out there. He made a lot of plays for this team before he was injured and lost for the season last year.
Do want to let you know that the next game for the Tigers is going to be back in the friendly confines of Chris Hunter Stadium next week, playing host to the Coosa Eagles. Coach Joey Mathis, the coach there, had a lot of success when he was at Marion County up in Tennessee. We were talking about that program early and how successful they've been and trying to get the Coosa Eagles on the right track. They're playing some good ball. There's the kick. It's going to be a line drive punt down to the 20. Takes a nice Dade County roll all the way to about the 19.
3 minutes, 54 seconds left in this third quarter. There has been no scoring thus far in the third frame. Darlington will have to drive the length of the field if they want to change that.
So Darlington is going to start at their own 19-yard line as we get ready for the offense to try to get cranked back up. As you mentioned, not much doing there in their first couple of drives.
Had a touchdown call back, but they've got to clean that up, and we'll see if they can get that corrected.
Going to send 2 wide receivers to the near side, couple on the far, working right to left. Good. Looks like he's got Bowden Owens in the backfield with him, and he gets ready to take the snap here on 1st down and 10 from the 19-yard line to start this next drive. There's the snap. Going to hand it off. Owens is going to be tripped up after a short gain of maybe a yard. Bringing up second, and actually I think he took a loss of a yard. 2nd and 11.
Yeah, good pursuit there. Good penetration from the Dade County Wolverine defense. All I can think of is Red Dawn when I say that.
Wolverines. I love the original, but the remake.
Oh, the remake's terrible.
I watched it, and it was.
It should be erased from history. Terrible.
There's just some things that you just need to leave alone, and that was one of them for me.
I mean, it's one of those movies that's so bad it's good. It's fantastic, but,
Here's the snap. They're going to hand it off, and Bowden Owens has got a little bit of room to run on the edge, gets it out to about the 30, so he's real close to the 1st down. I think they're going to move the chains here, Ian.
Let's see where they mark
his knees were down, but it'll be a little short.
Yeah. So that sets up a 3rd down. Darlington would like to extend this drive, keep eating that clock up. Things have gotten a little stagnant in this ball game. Darlington was scoring at will there for a little while. So,
you back to the Red Dawn thing. You got a movie. You got C. Thomas Howell, Patrick Swayze, Jennifer Grey,
Charlie Sheen.
You don't try to remake that. Anyway,
don't forget Powers Booth.
3rd and 1. They're going to hand it off. Tripped up. Brought to the turf is going to be Bowden Owens. That was a great play by the defense from Dade County.
Yeah, absolutely. They stuffed him on that one, and they forced the 3 out. So Dade County's doing everything they can to fight and claw and stay in this game. They've got that Red Dawn mentality.
And I don't know if Coach Poston's out there saying, "Avenge me, boys.
Avenge me."
So, and the people that don't know that movie, don't get the references. They're like, what are these guys talking about?
Go watch it.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor.
So Tommy Bethel's going to punt the ball away here for the Darlington Tigers. It looks like Brody Cooper is back to try to return the punt. He's standing at the 38. It's going to drop back towards his way and roll on down to about the 31-yard line before Hendricks runs over and downs it.
Yep. So a nice Darlington bounce there on that punt. And Dade County gets the ball back. They've got to get something going and get out of their own way a little bit, too. The penalties have really, really hurt them in this particular quarter. They'll get something going, and it seems like a flag comes out to stop their momentum.
Hard to believe this is Game 5 of the regular season, so after tonight concludes, we'll be at the halfway point for the regular season. First game of region play. Darlington looking to start this next phase of the season 1-0, and they're on track to do it, but still a long way to go. Cooper takes the snap. He's going to hand it off, going to run out to the edge on the right side being chased, and he is going to be brought down after a pickup of maybe 6 yards there for Cogar.
Yeah, he did a really good job there stringing that out and getting every yard he could with that carry.
So it brings up 2nd down and 4 here for the Dade County Wolverines, working from left to right, trailing at home 26-7 if you've just tuned in. And this game was really moving along quick there in the first half, but it's kind of slowed down here in the second half. Going to send a few, or at least it feels that way a little bit to me. But 3 wide receivers on the far side. Everybody else is in tight here at the line of scrimmage here for Cooper. He's lined up in the gun. A little bit of a delay here. There's the snap. Cooper drops back a couple of steps, and he's going to put the ball in the air, connects with his wide receiver, but the defense is there to bring him down as soon as he makes the reception, and that was Cogar with the reception out of the backfield.
And Logan Floyd was right on top of him when he caught that.
He truly was. So the Tigers defense here are going to try to pin their ears back, get a stop here on 3rd down, but it's 3rd and short. Less than a yard to go here for the Wolverines with 42 seconds left on the clock. So the one thing Darlington's done a great job of is eating that clock, not giving up any points here to the Wolverines. And here's the snap to Cooper. A quick pass. That's up the middle of the field. Wheeler grabs it, and he's up the middle of the field down at the 40-yard line. So a big play there for the Wolverines.
Yeah, nice chunk yardage play. As Cooper found his favorite target in Zeke Wheeler. I'm going to get their names right eventually.
By the end of the game.
Huh? Yeah.
2 wide receivers to the near side. Everybody else in tight here for 1st and 10 as Dade County at the line of scrimmage at the Darlington 40-yard line, working from left to right. Get ready to snap the ball into the hands of Brody Cooper, their quarterback, senior quarterback this year, doing a fine job. He'll drop back. Pretty clean pocket for him. Now he's got company. He's going to have to looking downfield, and he's just going to dump it, it looks like. It's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, and that'll end the 3rd quarter.
All right, so Ian, at the end of our 3rd quarter of play, Darlington on top, 26-7. It's the same score we had at halftime. We're going to send it back to the studio for 1 minute. We'll be back on WLAQ and the Darlington live stream.
They are super knowledgeable about the market in Rome, whether it's home buying, rental homes. They have their finger on the pulse of what's going on.
We both sold a house and bought a house, and the transition from both went really smoothly for us.
I feel like they've become almost a part of our family, so we're just really appreciative of Hardy and what they've done for us.
All their team put together, from maintenance to management to sales. I can't really say enough about them. I'd highly recommend them to anybody coming to town or living in Rome looking for investment properties or homes to buy.
I'd like to wish the Darlington football team a great season. Go Tigers!
Go Tigers!
Game. We're down to the final 12 minutes. Real quick, Ian, we got any other interesting scores going on tonight?
Yeah. 21-0. Pepperell over Chattooga. Allatoona and Rome is 28-13. Rome leading in late 3rd quarter. Model 44, Murray County 0. Whoa. Coosa 27-10 over Armuchee. And everybody else is as expected. No surprises out there.
Thanks for the update, man. Courtesy of Rome Orthopedic Center, sponsor of our scoreboard show after tonight's action, but that's only after we award the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game. It's 2nd and 10 as we start the fourth quarter here for the Wolverines. We've swapped sides of the field, so they're now working from right to left against the Darlington Tigers defense.
And this is the big time right here. Dade's got to get a score. You got to think it's 4-down territory the rest of the way for them. If they can get a score here, they're right back in it after their defense pitched a shutout in the third quarter. And we've got a penalty coming out of a dead ball situation. This has to be an unsportsmanlike call.
It's going to be on the Tigers, so this is going to bring the ball all the way down to the 25-yard line.
Well, you know Coach Atha is not happy about that.
Darlington with big leads in a couple of games this year, and teams have come back and pushed it the fourth quarter. They do not want to see that happen again down here at the home of the Wolverines in Trenton, Georgia, and the start of region play. It's one of those things we talk about every week, man. You got to maintain your composure in those situations. Not sure what happened. We're up here, they're down there. But
I mean, it was a dead ball. So
yeah.
somebody said something that the officials did not appreciate.
A couple of men go in motion from the far side to the near. Cooper gets ready to take the snap here on first down. He is going to roll around to his left, being greeted by about 4 or 5 Tigers over here on the near sidelines. It goes incomplete.
I'll tell you what, Brody Cooper has run at least a half marathon. You're the runner, right? What do you think?
He might be pushing towards that full before this game's over because he's been on the run all night. Credit where credit's due. He's been able to avoid many a sack tonight, but they've given him chase all night long.
He's getting his steps in. There's no doubt about that.
Coger in the backfield here with Cooper. He's going to have 2 wide receivers off to his left. One of them is going to be Zeke Wheeler, his favorite target, it looks like to us. Of course, he's got several guys that he can distribute the ball to. This is a good football team. They're going to win a lot of games this year.
I think they've got to be one of the favorites to secure one of the 4 playoff spots for sure.
I think you're right. There's the snap. Dropping back is Cooper. He's got company. Bryant was chasing him around in the backfield. And
Floyd that finally got him.
And then somebody did finally get him. You're right. Was it Floyd? I thought I saw 3 there.
It might have been Highland Thomas.
Highland Thomas, yeah.
No, Highland was still standing up.
Okay. Let's see what we'll get it on
Bryant
replay.
Powell. I can't see the number. It was not Highland Thomas though.
Nope, you're right. All right, well, Dade County back to the line of scrimmage here. They get ready to take the snap here on 3rd down and about 16 left in the game.
Big play there. That sack forces them into 3rd and long. So
you're right.
Cooper has not been an easy guy to get to the ground.
Coger in the backfield. Here's the snap to Cooper. He fakes, now drops back, looking for somebody to throw. He's got company in the backfield, eludes a couple of sacks, and puts the ball up the middle of the field and hits his man. And again, that was Ekrit again.
Yeah, I tell you what, and he extended the play. He was looking downfield. He was trying to find somebody, but he took what he had there on 3rd down and picked up about 6, maybe 7 yards, and it puts them in a position where they can at least attempt to get this 4th down.
So 4th down and 12 here for the Wolverines. Going to go for it, of course, here down 26-7 at home with 10.5 minutes left to go in the football game. They'll look off to the sidelines, getting the play call. Remaining in the backfield here with his quarterback is going to be Coger. Brody Cooper going to send trips to the far side. He drops back, looking to throw. He's got company. Hancock and a couple other Tigers right in his face. And I believe Hancock got him down, but he got help from his friends there.
He sure did. I think Jack Cowan and Joel Lowenberg were in there, but Hancock finally gets home. He has been all over Cooper all night, but Cooper had found a way to get away from him. But this time Gatlin gets home. And that young man just committed to Kennesaw State, I believe.
Yes, he did. Yep, he's going to be going there next year. And I'm going to go see Kennesaw State play, not this weekend, but next weekend. Jacksonville State, my alma mater, is going to be hosting them down at Burgess Snow Field. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I would imagine Gallen's probably going to make the short trek over there to take that game in, I would assume.
Shoot, yeah. Well, congratulations to him and his family for that commitment. I know that's a hard decision to make.
So the Tigers are going to get the ball back after a turnover on downs with 9:57 left to go in the game. They give it to Owens. He goes off the left side, finds a good bit of room. He stays up, gets down to the 40-yard line, and about a 20-yard play to open things up on offense from the Darlington Tigers.
Parker and Lundy first down. Though we've been short on those in the second half, so good to see a first down. We've got a penalty flag that came in later. Don't know if it's a face mask or a late hit. The Tigers seem to think it's going to go against Dade County. We'll see after this little conference here at the 40-yard line. And personal foul, Dade County. So march 15 yards off from the 40, and that'll be 1st and 10 at the Dade County 25 for the Darlington Tigers.
Well, I tell you what, man, we've had a lot of short post games this season. We've had some long games, and this one looked like it was going to clip by pretty quick earlier, but it slowed down a little bit. So another flag comes in, Ian.
Oh,
another
my
personal
goodness.
foul.
There's a meltdown going on. The players are mouthing off to the officials. I mean, where that flag was thrown, Darlington, it has to be another unsportsmanlike conduct, and they're already moving back. And this is just a loss of control here by the Dade County players.
Officials will have a conference at the 25-yard line where that flag was thrown, and here comes the call.
Good gracious,
another
man.
one against Dade County, as we pointed out.
That's 105 yards in penalties.
You know what's interesting about that? We pointed this out earlier. That's how many penalty yards they had last week. And the game's still got 9 minutes and 49 seconds left in it.
Yeah, well.
And the rate that the flags have been flying here in the second half, I don't think that's the last time we see laundry on the field, Ian.
Yeah, and Dade County's just taking a timeout here, hopefully to kind of get their composure back together.
Well, let's go ahead and take one as well. Timeout on the field. Darlington leads at 26-7, and they've got the ball down in Dade County territory, and we will take a break for about 30 seconds. We'll be back.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet Buick GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside Buick GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
Here from Magic Morgan Stadium down at Dade County, home of the Wolverines, and Trenton, Georgia. And Ian, you got any updates for us, sir?
I sure do. Alatoona had cut into that Rome lead. It was 28-13, but the Wolves have tacked on a touchdown. They're up 35-13 in the third. And another score to watch here. Coosa had surged ahead 27-10, but Armurchie has scored a touchdown. They trail by 10, 27-17. So they got a good one brewing over there at Branch Bragg Field. So we'll keep an eye on those as we go forward. And a final, Cedartown 43-9. They let off the gas there in the second half. It was 43-zip at halftime.
And I know Cedartown's having a great year. Dalton, they've been productive on offense. But
that Cedartown defense is nasty.
It must be. Of course, they run that wing T offense, and you're lucky to get the ball hardly ever when you play against Cedartown. Going to have a couple wide receivers to the near side. This is going to be 1st down and 10 here for the Tigers as they look to try to add to their lead. Going to have the ball inside the 15-yard line here as they get ready to take the snap on 1st and 10. In the backfield behind quarterback Jack Good is going to be Bowden Owens, who's having a great year. There's a snap. They go back to Owens, stays up the middle, keeps the legs turning, carries the pile down inside the 10 to about the 90, and that was a hard run from Bowden.
Absolutely, and this is the time of the game when you want to pick up those tough yards and just chew the clock up and secure the victory. If the Tigers can punch it in here, you got to say this one's safely in hand.
Certainly would think so. So the Tigers back to the drawing board for 2nd down and 6 after the hard run from Bowden Owens. Good, getting ready to take the snap. Lowenberg is at that sniffer back position. They're going to hand it off to Owens. This time he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Probably lost about 5 yards there.
Sure did. Great tackle there by number 20, Landon Williams.
So it brings up 3rd and 12 here for the Darlington Tigers as they get ready. No, that's more about 3rd and 10, looks like.
Yeah, they have. Yep. Yeah, they.
Yep.
lost a few yards, lost all the yards he gained on the previous carry.
So Demarion Floyd's going to be out here for this package, going to send 2 wide to the near side. Tommy Bethel's lined up in the slot. You're going to have Braden Bell out there here for the Tigers. Slade Clevenger is lined up over on the far side. Tigers working left to right. Now it's 3rd down and 10 with the ball at the 13. There's the snap. Quarterback good is going to roll out looking to throw. He's looking towards the end zone. He's going to tuck and run. He gets down to the 11-yard line. So that brings up 4th down here for the Tigers, Ian.
Good, a little slow to get up. Officials help him up. He stayed in bounds. He's keeping the clock rolling. Darlington may roll the dice here and just go for it instead of risk a potential block and some kind of play that could really swing the momentum here. Oh, never mind. They're going to trot the kicking team out here. And this will be from the right hash, a 28-yard attempt. The last one, I think, had the distance. It was just right.
So Ryland Scott on for the point after, as you mentioned, a 28-yard attempt. Sammy Konchesky on for the hold, and we got a whistle before the kick and a timeout, it looks like.
Darlington's going to spend a timeout there. Matt, the coaching staff saw something they did not like.
So the Tigers will trot over to their side of the field. We're going to keep it right here. Do you have any more score updates? You got a score on?
Yeah, let me see what I can find out, Matt.
Teams that are off this weekend: Cartersville, Calhoun, Rock Martin, Shrine. Do you have a score on that Pepperell-Chattooga game by chance?
Pepperell is up 21-7 in the 4th quarter. Model 44-zip over Murray County. Adairsville 42-3 over Ringgold. As I said, Cedartown, it's a final. They beat Dalton 43-9. Gordon Central suffered another crushing defeat. Fannin County beat them 47-0. Let's see. And that's all I've got right now, Matt. As far as updates, any games you're looking forward to tomorrow in particular?
Well, certainly not, as we pointed out, Georgia Tech down in Central Florida.
Just going to skip that one altogether.
Going to skip that one. I always like watching Notre Dame. I'll be intrigued to see what happens with them in North Carolina.
Wake Forest and Clemson, noon kickoff tomorrow. That'll be an interesting one to watch.
And here comes the snap, a 28-yard attempt here for Ryland Scott, and it is going to be blocked. That is going to be no good, as Sammy Konchesky is tackled with a football. So
I tell you what, Coach Athel will have some coaching points next week on special teams. It's not been a very clean game on as far as special teams is concerned.
So the Wolverines will get the ball back with 7:24 left to go in the game. And all the scoring in this game so far was done in the first half. We're right where we started at the start of the 3rd quarter. It's 26-7.
And Darlington's had some opportunities. You have to remember that a touchdown callback for holding. Scott had plenty of leg on his last field goal attempt, but it was wide right, and then this one never got off the ground. So just haven't been able to punch it in.
Cooper takes the snap here on 1st down, being chased around by Lowenberg, who dives at his shoestrings, can't bring him down. Pass is intercepted, picked off by Slade Clevenger, who sealed a game last week with an interception and also blocked an extra point. That young man is having himself a season.
No doubt about it. And Cooper's played with fire, throwing back across his body over the middle several times in this game, and that time Clevenger spied it and made the break on the ball, and a clean interception. I thought he was going to take it to the house there for just a second, but he was hit pretty hard right there around the 16-yard line, and that's where Darlington will take over.
Indeed they will. So 16-yard line, we're going to see Demarion Floyd back out on the field here for the Tigers for this down. Jack Good at quarterback, going to line up in a shotgun, going to send Braden Bell to the near side as a wide receiver. Still getting some personnel and instruction out onto the field right now. We're going to see Talon Shirey lining up in the slot here on the near side. Demarion Floyd comes off the field. Logan Floyd is on. We're going to have Tommy Bethel over on the far side line up in the slot. And let's see what they dial up here. Also out there is Albers split wide left. So 1st down and 10 here for the Tigers after the Slade Clevenger interception. We're going to have another delay of game. It's on the Tigers, 5-yard penalty. This has been a weird second half.
Yeah, it's been the tale of two halves. The first one was just nonstop entertainment. This one has been a little sloppy.
So we get ready for the snap. Floyd in the backfield here, and he is going to be pummeled by defense. Floyd.
Landon Williams came in. He made a great play on the last possession when he took Baldwin's down behind the line. That time he blew that play up before it ever had a chance.
Glad you're with us tonight on WLAQ and also the live video stream. Tigers trying to ice this one. Another score would do it for sure. Time waning here in the fourth quarter. Tigers leading at 26-7. Shotgun formation for second, about 10. There's the snap. Good. It's going to put the ball in the air towards the end zone. Shire's open, and he hits him. My goodness. Another touchdown there for the Darlington Tigers. And what was that, about 25 yards there, Ian?
I thought they were back at the 19.
You're right. You're right.
19-yard? Let's see. I'll check that. Shire's second touchdown of the game.
It's Alan Shirey.
Got a flag coming out, too. Let's see who this one's on. And it's a dead ball, unsportsmanlike on Darlington. I believe that was a 19-yard touchdown for Shirey.
Shirey for 19 yards. That'll move the score to 32-7. The first points of the second half, oddly enough.
And Jack Good's fifth touchdown of the game. 4 through the air and 1 on the ground.
Something's
don't think our decision's going to be too tough tonight.
And he's just having a heck of a season for the Tigers. Look at how productive this offense has been. They're going to be right at close to their average here in this football game. And they got a pretty darn good average, and they play good teams is the thing about it.
Yeah, I like what I've seen from this Dade County team, man. This is as good as they've been in a long time.
Won 7 games last year after only winning 2 the prior year. Coach Poston's doing a fantastic job with this team. But we get ready for the extra point here. Here's the kick from Scott, and that one, as we say, is right down Broadway.
They needed that one. They needed a good clean kick, and 2 flags come out, and I think we've had some more dirty words exchanged on the field, man. This is getting really chippy at this point in the game. But let's celebrate for a second, because the Tigers just scored a touchdown, and if you want to celebrate, you need to call La Scala for all of your celebratory events. They're booking holiday parties right now. Christmas is right around the corner, man. It'll be here before we know it. Look, we're halfway through the football season, so call La Scala for all your celebratory needs.
We got 6:36 left to go in this football game. Darlington up 33-7, and Ian, it looks like they'll more than likely hold on to this game and go 5-0 to start this football season.
I know.
What a heck of a start. And the most important thing that you point out at this point of the year is this is the first region game. It's a long road trip. You're playing against a tough team. Obviously, the season is a grind. So to go on the road at a place like this and play and come up with a win is a huge accomplishment for this Darlington football team.
No doubt about it, Matt. And the referees have come all the way over to the Dade County sideline here to sort out what happened at the end of that PAT. I don't think we've seen a signal yet. It must have been offsetting, because it looks like Darlington will be kicking off from the normal yard line here.
Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake, player of the game coming up, but you already know who it is. But, man, I do have to say, what a great
You have a good feeling about
effort.
who it is?
Yeah. A good one.
Yeah.
You throw the puns in, and you're not even trying at that point. All right. So the ball's teed up at the 40. We've had a lot of delays and stoppages of play in this game.
A lot of penalties.
Yep. Well, I mean, we were really trucking along here.
We sure were, but I think we're going to make it to this scoreboard show and give the Butler boys plenty of time to dissect and discuss all of the action from around the region tonight. What an exciting Friday night as the majority of our regional teams are getting region play started. Cedartown being one of the exceptions there.
No doubt. And you can also watch the live stream of our scoreboard show tonight. They've been working on getting that going again today, and I'm going to try to help them because they got the wrong slide in there, but I can fix that for them. There we go.
Matt has the power. I'm watching him.
Nobody touch
turn
anything
the
else.
gears
It's
here.
working. So let's get rid of that. And there you guys are. You guys are live. Everybody can see you now in the studio, by the way. All right.
Don't pick your nose.
Tigers will kick it off. Yeah, there's a no-pick zone now. End over end. That's going to drop in the end zone, an automatic touchback, so they're going to have to go 80 yards to get a score. So the Wolverines will get the ball back, but the clock is not in a friendly position for them right now. Still some time, but
the Tigers finally got on the board here in the second half, and that should be the death nail in this ball game.
Ball's going to be on the 20-yard line here for the Wolverines with 6:36 left to go here in this football game. Darlington Tigers looking to go 5-0 to start this season, and when you look at the slate of the games they've had, Christian Heritage, Northwest Whitfield, Dade County, Sonoraville. You know,
what a good squad.
Here is Brody Cooper running for his life, and he is going to get dropped this time by Tommy Bethel in hot
He's
pursuit.
going to get in on the action here. It's been a Cooper chase tonight for the Tigers. Boy, they have been chasing him all over the field, and here finally in the fourth quarter, they're starting to get home and register. I think that's the 5th or 6th sack of the game.
Well, here's some good news if you're a Braves fan, but not nearly good enough. Top of the 7th, the Braves finally score. Now they only trail 9-1. They're down by 8 runs to the Phillies.
The good news we need is a Mets loss.
Exactly. One wide receiver to the far side here. There's the snap under center. Cooper hands it off. They go up the gut with it, and he is going to keep some forward progress going, pick up a few yards, but that sets up a 3rd and long situation here, Ian, for the Wolverines. 3rd and 10.
It sure does. 5 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock.
Personnel shift here for the Darlington Tigers. They're trying to get everybody where they need to be. Still a man needs to get off the field here, and he does. So we get ready for 3rd and 10. Cooper is going to be under center for this play. He's going to hand it off. They'll go up the middle again, and he is going to be brought down after a pickup about 3 or 4 yards. So that sets up 4th down.
And based on the play calling I'm seeing here, it seems that Dade County has decided to lay down the white flag.
Logan Floyd checks into the game for Joel Owenberg.
Well, they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Yep, 4th down and 4. Cooper under center here for this play. Glad you're with us tonight on WLAQ for high school football. Darlington Tigers, also the live stream from Darlington School. Always a pleasure to bring you these games each and every Friday night. Because as they always say, there's nothing like a Tiger on a Friday night. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Going to send one wide receiver to the near side. 4:30 and the clock ticking, and we're going to have a whistle.
I'll take the delay. Or they're going to time out. Okay.
Let's take a timeout as well. All right, 33-7. Darlington leads this one on the road at Dade County. 4:30 left to go in the game. We'll step out for 30 seconds.
Darlington Football would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of this year's live stream. Business Water Solutions, Coosa Steel, Hardy Realty, Riverside Auto Group, and Atrium Health Floyd. Thank you for your support. This broadcast is a production of Northwest Georgia Media. Thank you for watching.
Evening for football, which I could just about say just about any weather, but we're in fall now, and of course the first day of fall it was like 90-something degrees, and now we finally got fall-like weather on the second or third day of fall?
That's right.
What is today?
That's right. We'll
It's second day of fall. 60 degrees outside, clear skies. It's a beautiful night. Air is just right for Tigers football. There's the snap, and
another hanky.
Hanky
5
comes
more
in.
yards.
As we're getting ready for the Wolverines to punt it away. Number 15 was back there to handle it, Brandon Willerson.
I tell you what, Dade, if Dade wants to be one of these playoff teams, they're going to have to improve on these penalty numbers. 13 for 110 yards on the night.
Zeke Wheeler, excuse me, the punter.
That is a number that any coach should have a hard time living with.
High snap, Wheeler pulls it down, gets the kick away. It's about midfield, drops all the way back around the 40. Talon Shirey will let that one roll down to about the 37 before Dade County downs it. That's where the Tigers will start.
I tell you what, there is a collective sigh of relief coming from Barron Stadium. People who were worried about the Rome Wolves and their offense, they showed up tonight, 42-13 in the fourth quarter. Model Blue Devils explosive, 44-0 in the fourth quarter, and then Coosa and Armurchie, 36-27 fourth quarter. Coosa leads, but that's a lot more points than I thought would be scored in that ball game. To be honest.
Me too, man. So Darlington will start at the 37-yard line on their side of the field with 4:19 left. Probably see a heavy dose of the run here to try to grind out the rest of this clock, I would assume. We got Timmy Smith out in the backfield here. Sammy Konchesky at quarterback here for the Tigers. There's a snap. They're going to give it to Timmy. He stays up, breaks a couple of tackles. He's across midfield and down to about the 43. Good run for Timmy Smith.
Absolutely. Seeing some fresh jerseys out there on the field.
So the Tigers have got it over at the Wolverines' 44 as they get ready to line up with a fresh set of downs. 4:12 left on the clock and a 33-7 Darlington Tigers lead after the Wolverines had a punt on their previous drive. So the Tigers get ready to snap the ball here on the 44-yard line. Of course, you're asking me about games I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'm looking forward to watching my Jacksonville State Gamecocks. They play at Nichols over in Louisiana. And then next week they're back at home. Trips to the near side for the Tigers. Sammy Konchesky pulls it down, hands it off to Timmy Smith. Man, he breaks a couple of tackles.
Goodness.
Stays up, gets another first down. What a hard run from that young man.
Timmy Smith. It's like, hey, I want you guys to call Parker and Lundy's name 2 more times. I'm ready to score a touchdown. Give me a chance, Coach. Game's not over yet.
First down and 10 for the Tigers now with the ball at the 30-yard line. Moving the ball here late in the game, already up 33-7. We're at a 3:30 mark here of the fourth quarter. We're going to have a very brief wrap-up. We already know Jack Good is the honeymoon baker icing on the cake player of the game.
5 touchdowns on the night, 4 through the air, 1 on the ground. Had another one on the ground that got called back. So, heck of a night for Mr. Good.
Rome Orthopedic Center High School football scoreboard show coming up in just a bit. There's the snap. Konchesky pulls it down, hands it off to Timmy Smith, and he's going to be brought down. The defense was ready for him this time, Ian.
Yeah, they were.
And it's always fun when, when you're going to different schools and PA announcers, broadcasters and everything want to get the pronunciations of different players. And one of the first names they reach for is Konchesky.
Oh, yes.
But we got it down because we've known his dad, Tony, for a while. And the head football coach out at Berry has just done an outstanding job building that program.
Yeah.
And very quickly, too. It's hard to believe they've been around, 10 years now, I want to say?
Maybe longer than that. I don't know, Matt. It's time is like vapor, man. I can't even remember when it started.
Trips to the near side. There's the snap. Konchesky hands it off to Timmy. He's dropped in the backfield. Going to take a loss of about 5 yards there on that play. But more importantly, we're down to the 2:14 mark of this football game.
Yeah, Darlington is content to just ground this out and let that clock melt away. I think Dade County's ready to call it a night as well.
And we've gotten the official word from Steve Conrad. He sent me a text and said, turn the lights out, darling. The party's over.
Let me and Matt get out of here first.
Yeah, need a little light to pack all this stuff up and get ready for the nice dark road home across the mountain.
I just am dying to know which fast food joint Matt's going to pick on the way home. Our selection between here and Rome is slim.
Yeah, we're not going to be considering our health too much tonight, I can tell you that. There's the snap. Konchesky pulls it down, hands it off to Timmy Smith. He's brought down. We're down to the 1:26 mark. Clock ticking here late in the fourth quarter. Darlington leading at 33-7, which is looking more and more likely will be your final score, but we'll see. But this is fourth down here for the Tigers. They'll let this clock run down as much as they possibly can before they snap the ball here on fourth.
And out on the field right now, you've got bunch of new names, so let's give them a little recognition. You got Jake Trebus out there, Gray Fricks is on the field, Hendricks Jones, Jack Cowan all in at wide receiver, along with Timmy Smith and Sammy Konchesky. These Tigers put in a lot of work. Jack Cowan made a couple of great plays on defense tonight. We've seen him score a touchdown already this season in one game as well.
Sammy Konchesky, a sophomore this year, gets some playing time late in this football game, and we got a timeout, Ian. So let's take one more. All right, folks, it is 46 seconds and 0.2 seconds on the clock. 33-7, Darlington leads it. We'll step out for 30.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet Buick GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside Buick GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Wellborn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
Field tonight with the All-Murchie Indians taking them on, and Coosa had the upper hand. They've really had that offense. They struggled the first couple of games of the year, but you mentioned last few games they've really been able to light it up, and Joey Mathis is an excellent coach, so they're going to play some good football out at Coosa in the coming years, I got a feeling. 3 wide receiver set, 2 on the near side, 1 on the far here for the Tigers here for this 4th down and 13. As we get ready for Konchesky to take the snap, he is going to hand it off to Timmy Smith, and he picks up about 3, and that's going to be a turnover on downs for the Tigers, but we've got 40.2 seconds left.
So the Wolverine offense will trot back out. We'll see if our good friend Brody Cooper can run another mile before this thing's over.
And he's coming back out
there. Tip
there.
of the cap to that young man, though. He really has played his tail off tonight under a tremendous amount of pressure.
And tip of the cap to Dade County. They've got a good football team, but
I think this Darlington Tiger football team is no joke, man. They are a really, really good team. We're not trying to take anything away from Dade County. I'm expecting them to give Pepperell and a lot of the teams in this region a lot of trouble.
Under center will be Brody Cooper, and
takes a knee.
They're going to take a knee. Yep, and that'll be the last snap of the game, folks, as time will wind down here to end this football game. But in the waning seconds before we do turn it over to the boys with the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show, we mentioned earlier Jack Good, Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game. Any final comments from you about this game and the win for the Tigers?
A great team effort, great defense after giving up that early touchdown. Darlington did not allow Dade County to score again. You had turnovers forced by Joel Lowenberg. Slade Clevenger making a great interception late in the game. Sacked the quarterback, I think 6 times by my count. I may be off on that. It might be 1 or 2 more. But a great team effort here, and the progression of Jack Good. Something to watch here, man. He's getting better every week, and tonight was the best game of his career.
It was excellent, no doubt about it. And you're looking at a team that's been averaging well over 30 points a game. Today they don't quite get to their average, but pretty close. And again, pointing out how good this Dade County team is just, a further illustration of what a good win this is for the Darlington Tigers to open up region play here for the new Region 7A Division I. And with that said, Tigers will take home a win tonight, 33-7, your final score over Dade County. They get ready to host Coosa Eagles coming up next week at Chris Hunter Stadium. We'll have the call for you on WLAQ and the live video stream. But with that said, we're going to wrap things up and get you ready for the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show. If you're listening on the radio, if you've been watching the live stream, we certainly urge you to go over to WLAQ now and get ready to hear about the other games going on around the area. But with that said, we're going to wrap things up. up. For Lynn and Austin back in the studio, for the video crew, of course, Nathan, Uta, also Thomas, and of course Benton. They've done a fantastic job tonight bringing you the video coverage of the game tonight. And for Ian Griffin, I'm Matt Davis. Ian, it's a pleasure always to call these games with you, man.
Absolutely. We'll be back at it next week.
Absolutely. Darlington and Coosa coming up next Friday. Again, Darlington, the victors tonight on the road. 33-7, your final score here at Dade County over the Wolverines. We'll send it to the studio for the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show. We appreciate you listening and watching. So long, everybody. Have a safe and fun weekend. Good night.
Darlington Football would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of this year's live stream. Business Water Solutions, Coosa Steel, Hardy Realty, Riverside Auto Group, and Atrium Health Floyd. Thank you for your support. This broadcast is a production of Northwest Georgia Media. Thank you for watching.